As the floors can't take no more, stuck in this groove, I'm feeling bored. As the floors can't take no more, stuck in this groove, I'm feeling bored. As the floors can't take no more, stuck in this groove, I'm feeling bored. Let's floors can't take no more. Stuck in this groove, I'm feeling bored.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to La Coupe de Africana Season 3. It's your boy Crowns, you know the vibes, and I would be your anchor and host for the entirety of tonight. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to that channel. If you're subscribed to the channel and you're just entering the stream, which I hope you're just, be sure to drop a like on that stream as well. And do not be shy to share that stream to a friend, to tell another friend to come witness greatness here in Africa. As we're about to get things started on the last day of the Gauntlet stage here in the La Coupe de Africana. And let's talk about what these teams are fighting for. They are fighting for a total prize pool of $500, where the champions would be walking home with $200, second place with $100, third place $70, fourth place gets $60, fifth place does get $50, and the MVP would be walking home with $10 to his name. And would you know just how many UC that is gonna get you? But that being said, it's a whole fight, and that is one thing that I'm loving to see. How these teams have been fighting it out. They're fighting for that number one spot so that they can get maximum points. That is how you accrue points as we are going on across the games. First place with 10 points. Second place drops down drastically to 6 points. With third place with 5 points. Fourth place with 4 points. Fifth place with 3 points. Sixth place with 2. 7 to 8 with 1 point. Anywhere down from 9th position to 16th, you would be walking home with $0. Sorry, with no points. So at that point, you really have to make sure that the eliminations actually come through to play. And the eliminations are also 1 point per eliminations. But let's talk about the schedule. We're currently in the Gauntlet stage here. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and today is Sunday. And after these, top 7 would be going straight into the finals, and the rest would be split into groups A, B, and C, where they're going to fight to see who else can join them in the finals. And then there would also be last chance for one more try for all of these teams to try once more to try to make it into the final. So, man, they have given you a lot of ways to get into that final. So be sure to we'll see which teams would really need that much and really how the teams are going to play this one out in order to make it into the finals. But when we talk about the finals, we have to talk about the 7 teams that are already here or that are looking to be making it into the finals if things were to end right now. But this is the Gauntlet stage with Elite showing so much prowess yesterday, able to finish with 112 points to that top 7, and then we're going down to the bottom 16. The bottom 9. And this is really keeping my eye out for. These are the ones that I'm really looking out to see how these teams would approach this game. There are a couple teams that are in that top 7 that are quite shaky. Team Alpha being one of those teams. So I think there's still space for some teams on here, and I'm looking forward to seeing some teams actually improve on this page. I'm talking about Rescue, Neon Outlaws, the side of Zen, Zang BRÜLANT, even Why So Serious. I think these are teams that yesterday they did look good with respect to their rotations, but unfortunately whenever they completed the rotation, it almost seemed like they did not know what to do from there on out. But the MVPs, you saw Amar in just 2 games get himself up on this board as his number 1 there with 26 elimination, close to 5,000 damage, and an elimination to death ratio or elimination to match ratio of 3.25 eliminations per match. That is crazy numbers to be doing. But anyway, REGNUM-X also having their own player on here in Xenox showing this way. And then, as I said, Elites did show so much playmates yesterday. And then we've got Simple and Des here for them with Fatzo from REGNUM-X also putting in the numbers up on board. And again, it's interesting to see Amar up here. Or it's nice to see Amar up here, rather. And we've also seen his team be doing well improve throughout the course of yesterday, and I'm really hoping we're seeing more of that improvement today, where it's a case where we're seeing them rotate well, take their fights well, not lose any players in their fights. But nonetheless, that is going to be our top players of the tournament. We are of the Gauntlet stage right now, and in a matter of time, actually, without wasting any further time, without Hula Balu, Oiti Toiti, and Shikrimidi, I will be getting into the next match, or work that the first map of the day. As we did say yesterday, the first map of the day is Rondo, so everyone does get a chance to get themselves multiple eliminations. As you get those eliminations you get the eliminations, players can come back, so you can take out the same person multiple times. I really, really love these jump thingies, man. Like the whole new jump style, the parachutes. You know, the guy that had the unicorn with fire, I don't think anyone is beating that. But anyway, the map is very big, but the playing path has chosen just a very, very short part. And I think this is how the playing paths be working on this map. So really, there's some parts that you just, when you're landing, you just can't play those areas, which is very interesting. I think that kind of sets you up. Imagine, I'd like to see more crazy zones, you know, zones that go up, like say in this kind of playing path, the zone goes up to like the stadium area, you know. The zone being on that stadium area would just be perfect chaos. Everyone has to rush into the circle. And I feel like at that point, you also wouldn't really run out of utils. You know, you would always have utilities because there's like one gun here, there's something, there's going to be freshly unlooted buildings, you know. But anyway, that's about it. That's that. But we are getting started and we're starting to see some early eliminations out there in the factory as we see Team Angry looking to get things started. They're taking out some of the players there from Why So Serious, and Why So Serious being one of those teams that I'm saying that I want to see them perform well. That is not very nice to see from their side. And Elite, on the other hand, are dealing with the players there from tactical execution. But Kakao would fall, instantly gets tested. Still a chance for him to come back. But that'll be one elimination and an instant trade there from RECALCITRANTS Elite and the players there from Tactical Esports. But anyway, I like that zone that we did get to see there as it did push up north. It's not very, very close to the zone, but at the same time, it's relatively far. So that's what I really want to see. I really want to see, you know, I want to see these teams forcefully rotate. You get me? Anyway, not too much really going on right now. B13 also in their own engagement as well. Everyone is pretty much at this factory, the New York's factory. They're here with Team Angry. We're also just looking to play things relatively slowly and calmly. Everywhere else, everyone does seem relatively settled, trying to get themselves some loot. It's one of these zones where we do not know if we're going towards that northern side of the map or if we're going towards the southern side. I kind of like the way the northern side looks. It looks like you're trying to pick between Arangel and Miramar. But anyway, assistant B13 just hold down the fort here, try to see if they can play one slowly, trying to catch out off angles. Rescue Esports, the team that I spoke about. I did see Shaki play well for them yesterday, and I really hope he and the rest of the squad can pull up today and throw them, or maybe see if they can get a chance in that top 7. The points to beat right now for number 7 is 53, and we still see teams that are holding, you know, up to 11th position. You still have teams that have like 33 points. So even for Neon Outlaws, they can still find a way to make it into that top 4, or sorry, make that top 7. Because I mean, with 33 points, if you're able to get one very good game here, so like a 20-point game, that's 10. That's winning a game with 10 eliminations. That already gives you 20, you know. And that already literally puts you on 53. And that way, 53 points, you're already in contention for top 7. So again, you really want to make sure that you're putting in the work here. This first game of the day would really dictate how the rest of these teams would play, or really how things would go for the day. You know, you want to make sure you're starting this one on a very high note, high octane note. Try to see if you can get yourself good eliminations, good points up on board, so that way you're as close to 7th position as possible. And then once you've done that, then you know that now going into Erangels and the Miramar, you know you're good. That's a very good grenade to find the first knock up onto Rohan, another to follow with shots from the side, and King falls as Elites showing exactly their class. Kakao has been revived, and they show their class as they take out 3 players there from Tactical Execution. Tactical Execution, I hope their last player is going to see if he can get that revive done. And I'm not sure if that was LB or not. TERRORSIX looking to grab their own revive as well. The revive has been called, but one player has to hold down the fort. It is Fark Captain. The S12K in hand, he's been able to do damage. The reload is there. He does some more as RRG are falling one after the other. Pew Pew falls. Same thing can be said about Melio, and that is not how they want to push it. And he was able to clear the area even before his team landed. Talk about a way to play. FORKILL also in their own engagement as well. Start taking on the side of ZEUS Esports. ZEUS already down by 2 players. Faker able to get his HP back up. But the rest of the team are starting to get thirsted one after the other. FORKILL in a lot of danger as Franco having to run away from grenades now being sent upstairs. The revive on MedSauce is still possible. Right now, they've had to deal with another team just immediately after fighting with one more. It's going to be Neon Outlaws, but that guy falls first as Mamoon on that off angle is able to find one. And I will slow down the players there from Outlaws and hopefully give the time for FORKILL to grab themselves the revive there. And indeed they will. That definitely was enough to stop Neon Outlaws from pushing any further. But there's more teams looking to pull up into the vicinity. FORKILL, they have one player who's outside in South. So right now, they put themselves at a disadvantage up against the side of Neon Outlaws, who have gotten themselves the revive now. Why so serious? First team to get eliminated. All 4 players back into the lobby. There will be no reviving them. And RRG still taking the action up onto TERRORSIX Wakanda. Neon Rising get themselves another intro knock onto the side there for kill. As the grenade would open down the fourth. Another one to find MedSauce. And RRG still looking to go on that push. B13 and Angry still looking to chill and relax out here. Aspect is looking to push up little by little. Blaze spots that player on the move, but Neon Rising looking to go for that push. South is still not close to his team. Mamoon, the only one left in that vicinity to hold down the fort for his team, but Neon Rising are down by 2. Mamoon would have to pull up a 1v2 to try to see if he can get Neon Rising back out, but Neon Rising, they're pushing as a team, so that gives them so much chance to grab their revives. But there's also Team ZEUS in the vicinity here. That off angle from Neon Rising. Skinny is looking a little too far. Cornan Baby has to grab that revive up onto Big Zin, and indeed he will. Last 2 players who need to heal as ZEUS start to push up to the top of the stairs. Cornan Boy holding down the fort here. Trying to prevent that move from coming in. And he will jump downstairs to apply the pressure. Reload until that K comes through. Faker pumping the guns. But Cornan Boy will fall. But that is enough damage being done here by him to allow the rest of Neon Outlaws to pick up that elimination. And FORKILL, they still have Mamoon in the vicinity. I do not know if he's looking to leave, because I know Salz is somewhere outside trying to see if he can grab a respawn or a revive there for his teammates. And the zone hasn't really started to apply the pressure yet, so everyone's still big chilling outside. But you do know you want to find your way into that first circle. Not want to waste too much time. Neon Outlaws are looking to get things started here on a very high octane note, and that is what I love to see. You know, on days like this where you're trying to make it into that top 7, especially when it is so close to your grasp. They already have 3 eliminations, 7 more, and they win the game. That gives them just as much time and as much points as they would love to make it into that top 7. But anyway, we're talking about teams in that top 7 that are doing well. Angry, who did not have a good showing yesterday, or have already started this match now with 2 eliminations. So it's already going to show that they've got the right mindset going into this one. 2 early eliminations. They still have all 4 players alive. There's much to work with. The elites really showing us why they won this tournament in the past, why they won it last season. 3 eliminations already gotten so far early on in the game. They're already able to get 112 yesterday. Neon Rising, they finally catch a whiff off Mamoon. The push comes through, Mamoon finds one. Oh, the more comes through, the more the merrier. Mamoon is able to get 2 players down, and he has to grab that revive, but Conan Boy, feeling very shy to push, goes for that quick scope, and would find that player down, knocked, and back into the lobby. And I would have, I feel like at that point, really, Mamoon, you should have just gotten a thirst. Then he makes it worth it. I know you're still going to get revived, but still, you might as well. You might have as well just gotten that elimination. That way, it makes the whole thing worth it. But ZEUS still have Faker in the vicinity, though, or make that Lucifer in the vicinity. And Neon Rising once more will get all 4 players back on their feet for elimination so far, courtesy of 2 different teams. And they've held and gone for this push in a very, very nice manner. So I really do not have anything much to say about them. It is nice play right now. It is very, very nice play. It is very enjoyable play. This is exactly what we're here for. This is what we're here for. If you're here in the chat, let me know, who are you guys here for? Who are you supporting today? Yeah, I know. Let me know who you guys are supporting. You guys are hoping it's going to win this whole thing. But Team Angry now looking to increase that elimination tally now. Blaze, the last player it seems, for Team B13. Or make that the second to the last player, trying to see if he can hold on the fort, but he cannot stand ground up against the shotguns there from Aspect and Team Angry. as they will grab themselves more eliminations. But there's more players looking to suffer some damage in YYDS, who's down. And the same thing can be said about Casino as well. And it is Mad Monkeys looking to do the damage. B13 are also in the vicinity as well with the rest of the Mad Monkeys here. As Mad Monkeys get themselves the first eliminations, they were camping that respawn tower, trying to make sure that there's no player that tries to grab that respawn. And that is one player that I've been looking for since yesterday. When you're rising in trouble as well, ZEUS would be the one to take one of the players down. B13 looks good from Tony. Does good for the explosive, but not just yet. Still looking to push upstairs. Upstairs is going to do some damage. But the jump shots from Tony, as it doesn't stop, would secure Mad Monkeys another elimination in this one. Elite's already up to 5. Same thing can be said about Team Angry. And again, Team Angry was that team that, you know, I was saying, oh, you can actually edge them out if they do not up their gameplay from yesterday. And they've come in today to say, you know what, we are upping that gameplay, Crowns. Shut up. My bad, guys. My bad. You guys really just take shutting me up too seriously, eh? It's not intentional, you know. But anyway, in the blue zone is where we still see some more trouble. And Neon Rising again are still up as a full squad. How they're doing it, I couldn't tell you. But BRÜLANT are not having fun on these ends as they lose one player there. Rescue Esports trying to see if they can get themselves some more elimination tally, as it is BRÜLANT having players relatively close to them. They did get the first elimination. They'll be looking to find Sarah. But Sarah looking to hold a very far position. And I do not understand this rotation that I'm seeing here from Rescue Esports, but I would not doubt they've got one of their players here with BRÜLANT. That makes sense. So they have to take out Vitrix. All right, our Postman has got the off angle here, and here for you is there for you. He does go down, tries to see if he can find that elimination, and he will. Vitrix falls, and I think BRÜLANT. Oh, that's not all for BRÜLANT. They have one more player. But the question is, can the last player get that revive? That's the question we've got in mind. Team Elite still putting in the work onto the side there of TERRORSIX Wakanda as they continue to increase their elimination count. They're up to 6 now. I wonder if we're going to get the chance to see them. Because right now, this team is playing like all they just want to do is be in that final. They do not want any trouble. Rescue Esports pick up some scrappy eliminations on their way into the zone. They drove back into the blue, got themselves some eliminations, and now they're, you know, back in the main zone, and they're still getting themselves elims. You love to see that one. ZEUS are very close to them, by the way. Did get one of the players down there from ZEUS, but they still need to push into that circle. That zone is moving very fast. Now we're still in stage 2, so we're good. And I'm looking forward to see where those recall stations are and what they're looking like. You know, who's going to recall their team, and BRÜLANT will be one of those teams that are able to grab the respawn as they bring back the rest of their team. ZEUS and Neon Rising. Actually, Neon Rising lost one player as well. That's quite interesting. But here we are at the Team Elite camp. Right now, Cacao, Simple, and Edward all having 2 eliminations each. And right now, they're playing a very long split out there on that eastern edge. As they're looking to get into the circle. The circle is a very tricky one. There's a lot of water. And there's like 2 different types of terrain as well. So it kind of makes things hard. And as to what part of the map you want to play. You do not know where that zone is going. It's like the zone is being divided into 3 different places. And you have to try to stay as close to where it's going to end. Or find the very favorable positions in that same circle. But anyway, to find their way into the circle. But deep in the blue is going to be REGNUM-X. Fighting with those players there from BRÜLANT who did go for that respawn. And REGNUM-X would lose one on that one. It's going to be Goglu. I do not know if I pronounced that guy's name right. But in case you're wondering why you cannot see them right now, it is because we're not covering teams that are outside the zone. If you're outside the zone, you want to make sure you're finding your way to rotate in. RRAGE holding a very long split on that northern edge, hoping that they get trapped in their circle, and then they can spray down on them, and that would be very interesting to see. But down on that southwestern edge is where we're seeing trouble here as FORKILL looking to try to ward off some of the players there from tactical execution. Franco to find the first knock and thirst up onto Rohan, but it is traded off as Mamoon falls as well. The grenade lands outside but does more damage to Tezzy than to his opponents. Metsos knows where one player could be. They've got all grenades starting to be prepped up here. Tactical execution, looking to move closer, but the grenades landing very, very close to them, and the Uzis are doing more damage as well as Aspect will find one knock. The nade from Tezzy is cooked but not cooked close enough, as he will not find that knock, but Metsos has to deal with the 1v1. Drops down for the drop shot, but he would fall. Tezzy drops as well, and FORKILL obliterate the rest of tactical execution, send them back into the lobby, and push themselves into that top 7 position. They lose Mamoon in that attempt, but they will be able to grab the revive up onto Metsos, and hopefully there's still recall towers available that they can use to bring back Mamoon into this game. He's one of their very strong players, and I'm pretty sure they do not want to lose him. BRÜLANT able to grab themselves all 4 players alive, and they've got vehicles to work with, so I believe they should be able to find their way into the zone. It does look like Team Mad Esports are moving very close to Team Angry, and Angry have started this game very well, so I'm looking forward to seeing them continue with that prowess. And this was something that we did say from the bottom teams yesterday, and one thing I'm enjoying is to see that some of those teams that were on the other side of the leaderboard, now they're already starting to put in work. Now they're starting to put in damage. I mean, we're seeing 3 eliminations from BRÜLANT, 5 from Neon Rising. Rescue Esports have themselves 5. TERRORSIX, Wakanda also have themselves 3 eliminations. And while Rescue and TERRORSIX don't even look the strongest right now, it still goes on to show that, you know what, these guys are having the right mentality going into this one, trying to get as many eliminations up here on this map, get themselves as much points as possible, and then push yourself very close to that top 7 spot to keep the fight alive. But anyway, Team ZEUS looking to find their way into the circle. They make it safely into that southern edge. They've got some teams in their vicinity, but they will not be taking any fights just yet. Mad Esports need to find a way into the zone. ZEUS though would take the shots towards the side of Angry. It's a wonderful spray there from Faker to down Aspect behind that vehicle. He's got the M40 and he continues to tap away, and the stairs or the thirst comes through. Aspect is down. Team Angry looking to play this one slow, but guess who's in the vicinity? It is Zen Esports. As now they choose to shoot their guns. Now they choose to make some noise. 0 elimination so far, but right now they've gotten themselves that first knock, and hopefully this will be the start of their elimination fights in this one. Faker is down, and it does look like the revive is about to be processed with smokes coming through here from the devil himself. And Amar looking to push up onto the side of Neon Outlaws. One player falls. RGX finds some of the players there from FORKILL. And it is scrappy fights all across the map here of Rondo. ZEUS able to grab that revive, but Logic falls. Zen very far in the background. I guess they would have to press a hold on that elimination for the time being. Neon Rising or make that Neon Outlaw still in trouble. BRÜLANT looking for their way to the circle, but now they're being sprayed. Vitrix would fall first. Angry holding down the forts just here, but they have to run into that circle now. 48 seconds on the clock before it starts to move once more. Mad Monkey's in trouble. He lost one already, but now they have to keep onto the side of Neon Rising, who are down by 1. It is Skinny, Conan Boy, holding on the fort on the flank, but now his HP has been drained to the minimum. The shots come through. There comes the drive-by from Amar, and the grenade from afar to take out the side there of Neon Outlaws. 6 eliminations for Mad Monkeys, and once again they've lost 1 player, but this time I might just allow it. Mad Esports also get eliminated before they could get themselves any elims. And Elites continue to rampage across the lobby. 8 eliminations that they have so far. But Team Angry have got 9. Only 2 players left, but Elite has got all 4 alive. And Cacao up to 3 eliminations. That player is really after that MVP title. REGNUM-X, 2nd position. They were 1st position at the end of, but before the start of yesterday. And right now they're looking to take the trouble on towards the side of Zen Esports, who has gotten Zelda thirsted to the grenades. And REGNUM-X now starting to look for the rest of the team. Not found any of them just yet. They're still looking to find 2 eliminations that they have at the time being. And right now, they're not even putting up a fight for that top 1 spot. They're just looking to do their own thing. And they would resume the fights for number 1 with Elite in the finals. I think that is the that is the resolution that they've come to. But then there's third party everywhere. RRAGE in the background. The shots coming in through from ZEUS. How he sees that player, I couldn't tell you, but I know he's doing the damage. Mad Monkeys meet the end of their fates as they jam and lock horns with Team Elite, who have increased their elimination count now to 9. But there's still 9 teams alive in this one. 22 players to hold on the forts. REGNUM-X losing players one after the other as RRG Theo starts to let the bullets fly. But I think REGNUM-X really needs to push up onto the side of REGNUM-X has to push up onto the side of Zen. They can't waste any more time. It's not looking like they've got that in plan. Or actually, they do have it in plan. It's going to be ZEUS on the other hand, taking the memo there as Violence. Try to see if he can return the fire. But the third party, or make that the support from the side, is enough to send ZEUS MORIS back into the lobby. Or make that ESPORTS up to 3 eliminations, but they lose 1 more player. As Violence does need to be revived here. And Zone starting to draw smaller and smaller as we get a southern shift. Elite still alive with all 4 players. And they're starting to sweep the edges of the circle. Angry. They've got just the 1 player left. Or make that 2 to hold on to 4. They have 10 eliminations, but they cannot make too much noise now. As it does look like they've called the attention of 2 different squads. Casino looking to lock horns with some of the players there from team that's RGX. It's a very tough spot and he has to stay quiet. But Elite now looking to draw closer and closer. They're looking at those smokes and they're trying to push anything that moves. 4 kills still alive in this one on the shorelines there. And that's the last player there from Team Angry, just scoped out in the background. Zen Violence trying to see if he can use some smokes to block off opponents. There's only so much you can do when you have the players there from Elite rampaging and stampeding towards your position like that. Violence just gets spotted and he would fall as Edward is there to find the knock. Dropware trying to see if he can get some damage done. And Edward has no time to heal. He has to run into that circle leader of HP, and Dropware is going to stop him in his tracks. And Simple takes some shots towards the vehicle. Vehicle now smoking, vehicle on fire. More shots to come through as Dropware doesn't quite seem to fall just yet. Simple, it's too late to try to pull that off, and he would fall to the play zone. Team Elite now suddenly down to the last player there in Cacao, who is stuck in still waters. Dropper needs to move. He needs to get into that circle. His HP bars back up top, and he might be able to grab that revive up onto Violence. Okay. No, that's good. This is actually good for the side of Zen Esports, because this revive would go a long way. RGX still alive with a 4-man squad. They've got just 3 eliminations, but with that amount of number that they have in terms of sheer numbers, it might be enough to get themselves more eliminations. 12 players left, and Elite Cacao is still doing some damage. He sends Rescue back into the lobby. Now they know where he is. And Regnum catch a whiff of MedSauce. RRG now doing the damage. It's third party from every single angle as REGNUM-X are taking different fights. RRG finding their way towards the bridge with the hopes of gatekeeping. And Yoplates looking for players. Violence from Zen Esports would be the one to find 1 player down, as they've got a very high ground, but they are not in the zone. That's where there's trouble. Violence looking for more. 4 eliminations that the team has at the moment. RRG continue to wreak havoc as they send FORKILL back into the lobby. We are down to the final 4 teams. Cacao might be in trouble here as he's being approached by some players, and he would have to test his trigger discipline here. RRG looking for ways in. Violence in trouble. Cacao in the water. He sees SSC or SZZQ, but he has to apply discipline, a lot of it. As grenade starts to fly towards Violence, it's doing some damage, and SZZQ, he knows There has to be a player there, and he continues to throw those third balls. He's out of it now, and RRAGE, they cannot expend too much on here. This is not the final fight. Kakao is still in the water, but Zen dropped to the side of the bridge, and they would fall into the crosshairs of RRAGE there. Players in the water now starting to spot some more. Kakao might be in trouble. RGX looking for a way into the zone, but it is shooting practice here for SZZQ and the rest of RRAGE as they start to spray them down. 8 eliminations already gotten. Kakao is still alive. Theo is in the water, but he's not spotted Kakao just yet. Oh, Theo is out of the water. He still did not see Kakao. But Theo has a very wonderful off angle onto RRAGE, but he's not able to get the shots down before the blue zone does the damage. And RRAGE looking for more off angles as they have the bridge. They know RGX is the last team that they have to deal with, but they do not know where Kakao is. Kakao being very, very quiet, but RRAGE down to 2. And how do you play this out, RRAGE? It does look like they're going for the smoke options. Kakao, he's just playing quiet. He doesn't have the next circle, but he can swim into it. Get himself a little bit of an off angle just right behind the players there from RRAGE. Oh, sorry, from RGX. Who are down to 3 now. But shots coming in through from the side as Milio would find Gorgorlu. But it's going to be a trade-off now as Milio himself falls. Grenades launched out here from RGX. But SZZQ and RRAGE, they have to move. RGX have got the zone, so there's nothing that they can rush for. If they grab that revive, all they have to do is hold down the forts. SZZQ going for the heal strat. Kakao is starting to swim though. They've not gotten that revive up onto that last player there, RGX. And SZZQ runs out of the meds. He has to run into the circle. They do not know where the last player is. But now their instincts is starting to tell them that that last player might just be in the water as they start to see players there from RRAGE bleed out to the blue zone. I feel like they could have played this relatively better. Kakao, the fish in the water, looking to deny the points because he knows they know where he is. But the blue zone is not chunking his HP just as much as he would want. He's fighting, looking to swim further down. And Kakao and YoPlates will discuss this one out as he denies them the points. But RGX inevitably would walk away with the win as they get themselves a winner chicken dinner. A game that looked like it was slipping away from their fingers, but they prioritized their positioning. And that positioning that they prioritized did get them a very solid position in that circle, which ended up playing out a very good role in this 16 points chicken dinner that they've just gotten to get things started here on the final day of the Gauntlet phase. 6 eliminations, 6 knocks, 1600 damage from that team. You know that they were here to play. 16 points at the winner chicken dinner, that is definitely enough to push them forward and get them more certified that they are making it into that finals. But then again, here's the damage as it spread across the team. Fatzo just can't stop getting eliminations. He's part of the top MVPs and he's out here with 3 eliminations, 653 damage and 2 assists. Love to see that one just from this game. Gogolu with 2 eliminations. Xenos not quite able to get any as he did go out earlier. And YoPlates with 1 elimination, but a ton of damage to go alongside it. 498. A whole lot of healing done today. We didn't see this much numbers yesterday. That is 10,893. That just goes to show like everybody playing as a team, and that is one thing that I would always commend. Playing as a team, you get a chance to revive. I feel like most of this heal would have come through from Neon Outlaws because Neon Outlaws lost a lot of their players so many times and they had to keep reviving and reviving and reviving. So yeah, I think that's where those heals started coming in through from. And also the heal strat that was pulled at the end there by RRAGE. But nonetheless, we're looking at these two squads that absolutely had their fun in the lobby. But Elites did have the most fun as they got themselves 17 total points, even more points than the team that won the game itself. Oh, sorry, themselves. But man, what a way that they played. Unfortunately, they did not prioritize that final rotation well, and that was eventually what led to them going out, in those early phases of the game. But 11 eliminations that they were able to get before they were taken out of that one, and the MVP goes to Faker from ZEUS MORIS. That player was absolutely amazing. We saw him shoot a whole lot and we saw him take a lot of fights for ZEUS, hold down the fort for them. Unfortunately, they were not quite able to do too much in terms of placement, but nonetheless, when it came to the eliminations, Faker was there to pull up the damage. 1,280 damage being done. 9 knocks from just one player. You love to see that one coming through from him. But the top players from this map, Faker with 7, Conan Boy from Neon Rising did do a lot of carrying and holding down the forts for them. 5 eliminations that he was able to get with 1 assist. Kakao, always a star player there for Team Elite with 5 elims. And RRAGE, SZG had his fun on that bridge. As I said, everyone else was shooting practice. Got himself 3 eliminations, but 1,000 damage to go alongside it. And Melio as well from RRG with those iconic flanks, able to get his team, get himself some eliminations as well. 11 eliminations and 6 points as they finished in second position there. Elite with Kakao doing a whole lot of surviving. 17 points that they would get. Regnum with 16, RRAGE with 14, Team Angry with 11 points, FORKILL putting in 10 points up on board, ZEUS MORIS with 9, Zen Esports with 8, Rescue with 7, Mad Monkeys with 6, Neon Outlaws with 6, Tactical Execution with 5, TERRORSIX Wakanda with 4, BRÜLANT with 3. I'm reading this with so much excitement because every team has put up good numbers up on board. The teams that put up the best numbers are teams that are already top 1 and top 2 in that top 7 spot. So that means there's still like more spots. Everyone is drawing in closer and closer to that top 7. So that fight or that battle for top 7 is going to be fierce and it's going to be very, very intense. That's one thing I love to see. But the overall top players, Amar still not touched as he's able to get himself more eliminations in this one. 29 that he was able to get. Simple pushes himself up to second position now with 22. As he's telling Amar that I might be catching up onto you. Switch from Angry is back on this list. I mean, Angry, we saw them do so much damage, do so much work in this game. We saw them start on a very high octane note. They came in this game for the eliminations and Switch was able to deliver them 16 points and he's found himself back in here in those top players. Look at the damage from that player, 3,990, absolute beast numbers. Fadzo from REGNUM-X is still here. He was able to get himself 3 eliminations from that last game. So you'd not be too surprised that he can find himself or that he finds himself on this top players list. What a player, man. What a player. These 5 players that are up here, they've been so nice to watch, and I'm looking forward to even seeing the rest because low-key there's still more players that are doing well. But anyway, Elite from RECALCITRANTS Elites, first position right now, 129 points. REGNUM-X finally breached that 100 points mark with 101. Was able to get themselves in second position. Third position is RRAGE, 82 points. And this is what I was saying about the teams that are putting up good numbers, where the teams that are already in the top 3. Mad Monkeys with the numbers that they were able to put, fourth position they maintain with 73 points. Angry with 70 as they're making things hard now. ZEUS MORIS also puts in number 65. FORKILL with 63. Tactical Execution with 53 points. And this way it starts to get crazy because 63 is what that bubble is holding right now. So right now you need at least 20 points if you're looking to catch up and overtake these people. But anyway, TERRORSIX Wakanda with 45, Rescue with 44. They're drawing closer. Neon not quite able to get into the 40s yet. That is going to be dangerous for them. BRÜLANT also sitting in the 30s. It's starting to slip away. I'm calling it because if these teams that are in the top 7 continue to play, if the way they played this Rondo is anything to go off of, yeah, it's going to be real dangerous when we get into the next couple games. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, that was this first game of the day in a nutshell. It was a way to get started. Man, Rondo was absolutely interesting, and I cannot wait to see the rest of the games. But that being said, we'll be right back for more action. Do not go anywhere. Second map of the day will be getting started before you can say Jack Robinson.
Hi guys, it's me Tue and I'm live here at the 10 and 80 Game Fest campus happening right here in Abuja. If you are seeing this, there's lots of games, music, networking and so much fun happening, and the best part, it's all free.
for the Cross Mobile.
Joshua, I won the tournament for Street Fighter 6. Shalom Olatimeji.
Me from our winning friend.
It's Mustafa Sani. I'm the winner for the Forza Horizon 3 Championship. I won the fire competition today. It was hosted by 10 and 80 and Monster.
We need more of this. We need 10 more, 20 more. I do this every day.
I want to say a very big thank you to 10 and 80 and Monster for hosting this competition. This has shown me that esports can go far in Nigeria. When I saw the opportunity to compete in this game, I knew that yes, this is it. I can definitely win it, and I came out victorious today.
Huge thank you to 10 and 80 and Monster for the wonderful tournament hosted.
I want to thank the sponsors, 10 and 80 and Monster Energy, for bringing such a wonderful event.
At the 10 and 80 Campus Game Fest right here in Port Harcourt. It's games, music, networking, and non-stop fun. The best part is it's all free, and if you're seeing this, your campus can be next.
Everyone, I'm Jindu. I'm the winner of Just Dance game, and I want to use this medium to appreciate Monster Energy Drink and 10NSE.
Welcome to the Pioneer edition of the 1080 Campus Game Fest 2025, and we are live at the University of Ibadan. Game on.
Hi, this is Precious. So I'm at Game Fest, and this is my first time coming to Game Fest, and I've been loving it so far. My favorite game of today is Just Dance.
My name is Osaz. I won the FC25 tournament.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to La Coupe d'Africana. We are about to get. I told you we were going to get started into that second game before you could say Jack Robinson, and I'm pretty sure you were still on Rob by the time this game got started. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Erangel. Playing parts have been absolutely ruthless since yesterday, and it doesn't stop here, as we are seeing that play path heavily on that western side. So teams who like to land on the east, say in Muta Power, Lipovka, Novo Repnonie, even to an extent Yasnaya, Kameshki, that's going to be hard places to get to. So that constrains you to only a couple of places that you can land in. With that being said, who are you guys looking forward to seeing in this one? We already saw the top teams get started, and in all honesty, the top teams right now are really playing as though, not even as though, they are really playing to show that they deserve to be in those finals directly. They're not looking to stress too much. You can just see them, you can just see fluidity in their gameplay, and I'm really enjoying that back and forth that I'm seeing between RGX and the players there from Elite. That is very nice back and forth that we're getting to see. But anyway, everyone does look to be jumping off the map, or sorry, jumping off the plane, looking to get back in. What is this bro jumping on? Is that wow, look at that. These skins are beautiful. I want all of them, bro. I want everything, but at the same time, I don't like to download resources. But anyway, now it's gonna be the plane dropping everyone off. FORKILL finding themselves in Ferry Pier. Zen Esports out there in Gatka. Players there from TERRORSIX Wakanda holding a very long split on the northern edges of Gatka. We have Why So Serious out there in Pochinki. South part of Pochinki is going to be Rescue Esports. That zone is absolutely dangerous. I love it. It is a southwestern circle. There is a lot of water in it. We're looking at about what 60% land, 40% water, and even in fact, you really can't play on the military island, but this is one of those cases where the zone can choose to shift down to the military island. But I really hope to see one of those zones that goes down to the edges of Primorsk and Ferry Pair, where we have a lot of water in play. I'd like to see which of those teams, actually in this situation, I want to see which of those teams would hold that particular high ground that is just above the side there of FORKILL, because that is going to be a very sweet spot to hold. You have a lot of cover to work with over there. There's deeps, there's high grounds that you can play. That is one amazing thing that I would like to see if any of those teams will hold. And you also have that very high tower that was discovered, or that we recently discovered, that you can mount to the very top, courtesy of ZEUS. No, was it ZEUS? I think I'm giving Z-Wolf. I shan't know it was someone from next year. But anyway, I want to see if any of these teams would attempt to play that position. But speaking of positions, everyone else is landed in their hot or in their drop spots. Zarki is being held by Team Angry. RGX find themselves in North Georgia Pole. South Georgia Pole is going to be ZEUS, MORIS, Mad Esports on the outskirts of Ruins. Rozhok being held by the players there from Neon Outlaws, as we're looking at Why So Serious in Pochinki, as I called earlier. In the Chopsticks and Gatka, we have the players there from B13 who are looking to be approached there by the players there from Mad Monkeys on that early fight. FORKILL holding down there in Ferry Pier across the military island bridge. Players there from Rescue Esports also find themselves in farm, but as I said, Mad Monkeys are going up against the side of B13. They've ambushed them on that drop location with Klaus in the vicinity here. Artifacts trying to stay moving, trying to stay jiggy. There's an off angle as the rest of Mad Monkeys look to find their way in. Amar starts to take some shots, and Artifacts will be the first player to fall. Team B13 already in a disadvantage here as Blaze looking to find an off angle, take some shots out, but he's getting shot at from every single angle. Now he's the solo player. He's been isolated. The shots come through from the side of the window, and Blaze would fall. He's getting that's some roadman type of elimination there as B13 lose 2 players early on to Mad Monkeys. And I think this is something that B13 should have known. You might as well just land in Gatka, because I think it's a very intentional drop spot there from Mad Monkeys. They know they can take this team out, so what they just do is land around them. I don't even think this is Mad Monkeys' drop location. They just drop around there just because of the sheer fact that they know they can find guns and pick up the rest of the players there from B13, because they know B13 is landing from scrap loot, right? You're landing in Gatka and the environs. You know it's not the best place to find a lot of weapons, so you know that the odds of you catching them off guard with like a sniper or like a pistol in hand or not a very strong weapon is very, very high. And you can just see them, like that's exactly what they're doing. And now here they come, the rest of the whole team slamming into Gatka with the hopes to find the rest of the players, and it's going to be the run over and the run through coming in through to send down one of the players there from the Mad Monkeys. Oh, sorry, from B13. Mad Monkeys continue to push into that building. They know there's just one player left upstairs. I can just see them slowly and surely pushing up those stairs. 2 players already upstairs into the window. As one player does go down, Amar, he's down, but he will not get thirsted as Klaus pulls in through to get himself one more elimination in this one. 4 eliminations for the side there of the Mad Monkeys as they get themselves a very great way to start this map here of Erangel. And again, this was one of the teams that were not even in the top 7 yesterday, so you can understand exactly why they are playing like this today. One thing we said about them, because we saw them try to do this yesterday, and they were losing players one after the other, right? But in the second Erangel, they played it relatively better. That's what I'm saying. I would have expected a B13 would have come up with something to counteract it, because you know you're not going to get enough loot. So you might as well just either land everyone in Gatka and choose to loot further south, rather than land in Gatka and try to go further north, where you know that the players there from Mad Monkeys will try to find you. But nonetheless, I look forward to seeing them try something different in the next Erangel, and maybe even if the playing path is about to give us a different playing path, I hope they have a secondary drop location where they don't get continually haunted by the players there from Mad Monkeys. But anyway, Zone is still where the zone is. I'm seeing early rotations coming in through from Team Elite. Mad Esports are finding themselves around the outskirts of Rozhok as they're looking for vehicles to get into the circle. Neon Outlaws did find themselves some vehicles, and we can see them already heading straight down into the center of the circle. And I already think I know what they are about to do. It's one of those play the center of the circle. When the next circle shifts, you will definitely find yourself either on the edge or close to the edge, and you can start to farm and take out players. As Mad Monkeys, though, are not looking to stop with respect to taking out players or teams that are around them. ZEUS would be the closest to them as they initiate a trade. Fabian is down and he's looking to get revived here, but there's an off angle being found there by Honcho. Honcho takes a lot of damage from that M40 Fools, spits out the purple, and he is down. A ball on the top of the roof, cannot do too much. Cannot do too much as he's just holding down the forts there. Hunter is down, so there's only so much information that he can give. Lucifer also has his own off angle as Amar and the rest of Mad Monkeys holding down the fort. And this is what I'm expecting from. I want to see that revive come through from ZEUS. Fabian is bleeding out. Remember, this is not Rondo. You can't respawn. But anyway, it does look like they would handle Fabian as Amar launches that grenade from far. It's a very nice one to find that knock. Or find that thirst, and Lucifer would be down as well. Hunter is not the one taking you out. Why are you not focusing on the last two players left? How is Lucifer still knocked? Why is Lucifer even knocked? What is going on? ZEUS. But anyway, Rescue Esports in their own trouble as they're fighting the players there from tactical execution. One player does 4, make that 3. As Postman will now be the last player left to hold on the fort for them. He has to run and hide. He's by the shorelines here. He might be looking to make it onto that military island, but Mad Monkeys, though, they are going for a very long rotate. I do not know if that is an attempt to revive or not. Tony, and man, I spoke about grenade usage yesterday, you know, and then that is exactly what this idea of Mad Monkeys have used in this game. You know, those grenades, that's what they've used, and it has worked so well for them. You love to see that one. Commendable play from them. And Mad Monkeys eventually get. Now you've gotten the thirst on Hunter, and you've realized that it's a total waste of your time. There was absolutely no reason for them to lose 2 players on that one. There was no reason for them to lose 2 players. They should have gotten that revive even before Amal prepped up that grenade. You already had eyes on that high ground. But anyway, they've gotten their thirst. Amar is on an off angle. This has got a rock to play. And that off angle is going to be very dangerous as ZEUS, MORIS. They cannot do too much. Faker trying not to expose too much. But you have to admire that trigger discipline coming in through from Tony. Namar. He's got things to work with here. Elites find themselves in trouble out there in the center of the circle. That's a very long grenade up onto Faker. Would not do too much damage as Amar is looking for space, he's looking for options. But the third party is from Team Angry to get him down. And Mad Monkeys may have gotten a little too comfortable in this position here. It's one of their players for ZEUS. I'm not sure if they have an idea as to what is going on in this game. They hear the shots, but do they know where the knocks are coming in through? Team Elito in a little trouble here, or maybe pushing out some trouble, as they did get one of the players there. Who were they fighting up against? I think they were fighting up against Team Angry, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, they are causing trouble. As we see them hiding out, running into the circle here. They're close to the center of the circle. And we've got Tactical Esports moving relatively close to them. Amar will get tested in the meantime. But FORKILL would be one of the teams to hold on to that high ground that I spoke about. But anyway, trouble looking to loom down there for the side of ZEUS MORIS. As they continue to chunk in damage. Team Angry, they're aware. They know like there's still one more player or at least a couple players left in this vicinity. And they're starting to take the shot. Aspect fires some bullets towards ZEUS. And that would really halt and slow down their rotations. Zen Esports holding on the 4. They lost one earlier in paying 4K. They will have to play the rest of this game as a 3-man squad. Shots coming in through from the side. FORKILL cannot get up in time. An aspect. He's absolutely wonderful with the high ground advantage. And Tony steals the elimination. And Mad Monkey is already up to 7 elims. They might go out here without getting any placement points, but 7 eliminations definitely is something to rest on. Something that can still keep you in that top 7, especially given the fact that ZEUS now have been eliminated. RRAGE in the blue zone, looking to get a piece of this action as well. As they get that 1 elimination, there's too many teams in this area, and they've all gotten a piece of elimination from the side there of ZEUS Esports and Mad Monkeys. And I think Tony's position has been exposed. He's getting approached here by an entire squad. Can he pull the squad wipe? He's in a prime position and he's got the prime weapons. Stands up with the DBS, goes towards the stairs and finds the first knock up onto his pew pew. Finds the second knock up onto the next player. The third player is pushing up with the DBS, but it is enough. And it will be enough to stop that raging Tony and send him back into the lobby before he can get any thirsts and do any more damage. RRAGE survived this one. It looked very close. Just wasn't enough to take them back out into the lobby, and they've got 2 eliminations to get things started here. The zone closes up, goes further north, cuts out a lot of the water, but we still have a bunch of space to play. The bridge is playable, and it's looking like one of those zones that might even end in the Gatka open fields. So look forward, or maybe the open fields outside of the quarry. My bad. And we'll see if that is the case, or if that is the situation that we get here in the second game of the day. 11 teams alive with 41 players, and teams are alive scattered all across. But the team, one thing I like is there's not a lot of solos alive. Actually, it's pretty much either you're up as a full squad or you have a 3-man squad left. So that is very nice numbers. That is very nice consistency that I'm seeing come through from the teams in the lobby at the moment. But anyway, RRAGE, we know them to often be on the northern edge of the circle, and that is where they are right now. They're drinking blue zone. They have some of the players there from team RGX very close to them, and FORKILL as well have a bit of friends close to them as well. But I think RGX might want to focus on RRAGE to hopefully take RRAGE out of the lobby. But RRAGE is the one looking to get things started, as your plates would fall first. And the first knock up onto RGX, that's not nice. REGNUM-X, this is not how to play this one. This is definitely not how to play this one. RRAGE would get themselves that 3rd elimination here as they're looking to rush through. And indeed they will. And they're driving straight into the horns, straight into the claws of the players there from REGNUM-X. They want the fight here, RRAGE. Or maybe they don't. It does look like they're going for other rotation. And I like the comfortability coming through from RRAGE here, as they're very comfortable staying in that blue zone. They know they do not have to panic too much. All you need is bandages at this point. You don't need to heal too much. You can hold down the fort. And I like the fact that they are, you know, like we mentioned this yesterday, and it's something that they're doing. Ooh, that's a nice. These skins are so nice. Fadzo. God damn. Oh, and it does that too. Oh, that's sick. That is just sick. Anyway, FORKILL are holding that memorable deep. And I think Neon Rising also got the idea that there's a player there, so we're not really seeing them push close. Tactical execution, looking to go for what might be commended as an 100 or make that a 1000 IQ play, as they're currently on the military island. That zone is about to close. I hope we can get the map on screen. But anyway, they're chilling on that military island. Players there from TERRORSIX out there in the quarry area. REGNUM-X on that northwestern edge. Up on the north, we see Mad ESPORTS. The RRAGE looking to make it into that circle from that western edge, but they would have to fight against REGNUM-X. But they already did damage up onto REGNUM-X to make REGNUM-X down to just the 3 players. So RRAGE still have those numbers advantage. Angry on Pochinki Hill. Why so serious? Looking to go for a nice split on that north edge. So I like what I'm seeing so far. Neon Rising around the bridge. And this next circle will determine who has picked the right spots to hold. The most convenient spots to hold in that circle. South? Oh no! Oh no! The zone does go completely east. Sorry, make that west. TERRORSIX Wakanda have a very nice spot, but tactical execution, they have to make it into the circle, and I hope they're not planning to use the boats because that would mean they're driving their way straight into the sight lines of Zen Esports, who are out there on the south. RRAGE, though, they would have to fight REGNUM-X as quickly as possible or rotate out of this one. They have to pick one, and they have to make up their mind as quickly as possible. Right now, Neon Outlaws also getting their feet on the pedal as they're starting to find their way into the circle. They seem to want to go center every time. And they've gotten started there. RRAGE up against the side there of RGX, REGNUM-X. The fight is starting. REGNUM-X have lost a player early on in this one. And I think they're coming in for the push. And indeed, they are here for the push. The shots coming in through as Melio trying to thread some through. Xenos looking to see if he can grab that revive, but they're downstairs. They think they're upstairs. And if that revive comes through successfully, it might be a trouble. It might be a problem. And indeed it is. It's turning out to be. But a slither of HP is all that player has got left. But there's a lot of windows to play. The shots come through from the side. Xenos trying to see if he can hold down the fort, but he's going to meet the DBS there of Pew Pew. And he falls. SZZQ needs to be revived, but it cannot happen anymore as Gogolu would find the thirst. And grenades now being sent towards his position. Closes that window, but not right on time. He needs to heal, but he would skip that. Get into the vehicle and drive away from dodge. As RRAGE, it's too much pressure than he can handle. And Why So Serious are looking to pull up from the background. Alrighty, rotations coming in through though. Gogolu, the last player there for RGX. And I think he's driving too far in for a solo. I would expect him to drive all the way towards the edge and find one building to just hold. RRAGE now down to the last two players. Why So Serious are in the background. They're in the vicinity and they're watching them. But RRAGE with 5 eliminations already, he'll be getting out of dodge. Cannot stress too much. Ah man, parking has been the major cause of trouble in this lobby. Pew Pew might just be in trouble because he was trying to get that vehicle that wasn't parked well out of the way, and he's losing a lot of HP. And Theo is just driving away saying, whenever you're ready, come meet me. Anyway, Why So Serious still drinking that blue zone. This is not the blue zone you really want to tank. Mad Esports looking to find a way into that circle. They want to come in through from that western edge, and then they've gone all the way into that blue zone to find their way in. 4Kills still have a very solid position, but right now they would have to leave there if they're looking for eliminations in this game. We're down to 36 players, 11 teams left, and as much as it might look like plenty numbers, it does not look like the bulk of the lobby is looking to head towards that eastern edge. Team Elite holding up on the north. They're very close to Team Angry, and the zone is about to close one more time. And where does it go this time? South? No, it goes north. Team Elite have picked a very nice compound, but at the same time, you do not want to be in the compound because the high ground from the compound makes you very easy to push. And I want to see if this idea of Team Angry will be able to capitalize on that one. Now FORKILL has to move. Neon Rising instantly the zone moves. We see them get into their vehicles instantly to make it into that circle, trying to get to that center circle, those high grounds, as quickly as possible. And right now, I do not know if they've got their eyes on the compound or if they have it on the high ground, but they are moving, is all I can tell you. Mad Esports, they started their rotation very early, and now they have to move as well. RGX down to a solo. He doesn't have to stress for the time being. He's just going to have to hold for the moment. ZEUS needs to get their rotation started. Tactical execution had a very long rotation to take, and right now they're having to tank with the blue. It does look like they have their eyes on the north. We're in the blue here, and we'd like to see where that rotation, where they're looking to take that rotation towards, or where that rotation will lead them to. But anyway, shots already coming in through now as Team Elites looking to hold down the fort here. Cacao down the door to open down the loot and the space, sorry, get those grenades into that build. Having to hide as grenades are now starting to be launched into that little compound there. Team Elites trying to find that intro knock, but now they're expending a lot of throwables into the same position, and Theo not quite going down. He's found the sweet spot, and Cacao, he's not very patient anymore. Sends that Molotov in there, trying to see if he can get some spread damage But there's more teams looking to head towards their position. If they know it's 2 players, they might want to push that one quickly. Grenade damage is being done. Molotov spreading, but not quite touching anyone. But there's teams looking to form up on them. And here's where Elite needs to make a decision. They have to push. They have to make... Can't lie, I think Elite should have pushed that as a squad. Whether it's a full team that is in there, you know that they are all subject to that little compound, right? If you've got 2 players with grenades or even 1 Molotov, send it towards the side and push into the building. You know that there's only so many angles that they can push you from. But then again, I'm just saying this, I do not know if they have that in mind. FORKILL though, they found their way into the circle, destroying vehicles for cover. A play that we never really get tired of seeing. And Neon Outlaws, they found themselves in a great spot, but there's a lot of shots that will be flying towards their general direction. ZEUS still alive in this one as Elite continue to spread the damage towards the side here of tactical execution. And so much for rotation for them. They rotated so much that by the time that they got into the circle, now they're getting taken out. Of course, there's a team in this building. I do not know what you're thinking. But anyway, tactical execution already down to 1 in King. As he is the one to hold down things, but he cannot do for too long as Manji's grenade absolutely landing on the point and on the money. 5 points for Team Elite just off of eliminations. And Regnum, they have the 1 player left. They do not want to go out of this lobby. 101 points that they have. They do not even need to be surviving right now. But they will do it nonetheless. Grenade started to land. Tamashi just right behind that tree. They have the memo here, TERRORSIX. But you cannot expend too many grenades as the shot starts to come through. Tamashi is going to stand up to find one. It's going to be Yaros to fall first for TERRORSIX Wakanda. Captain trying to hold on the fort. Smokes would be the next thing that he's got in mind as he's forced now to go for that revive. Here comes the rest of Mad. But Kakashi being a little reckless on that one. Did not see that one coming. As Tata would peel him out of that vehicle. LB needs to be revived. And now he's being tended to. But Team Elite now finally catch the players there from Why So Serious. And now they're starting to do the damage one after the other. 2 eliminations here for TERRORSIX Wakanda. Tactical or make that TERRORSIX. Omadi Sports, sorry, pushing down to a position. But the last player cannot pull anything spectacular out. As Tamashi does get sent back into the lobby. TERRORSIX Wakanda need to grab their revives. Team Elite is in the vicinity. Why So Serious is also here as well. Kakao already grabbing the eliminations as Theo falls. And now they start to push into the building. Pew Pew, the last player left on this one as they're pushing into the building. He's holding a very dangerous angle here. And 1 player does fall. Team Elite is down by 1 in Manji, but he will be revived just well. Tata, King Tata, the last player left. His HP very low as Team Zen looking to push up close, but the grenade there from Why So Serious would be enough to send him back and pack in. They need to go into the zone though. Why So Serious? 2 eliminations is all they have for the time being. And Team Elite still find themselves in that circle. They're holding a very strong spot. I called it out earlier. No one else seems to want that compound because they know, of course, there has to be a team there. Death's there, getting shot at before he gets into the zone. But now he's going to drive from frying pan into the fire as he drives straight into the hands there of Manji. Here comes the rest of Why So Serious with the hopes to clear Team Elite on this one. But Team Elite have got a full squad alive. Grenade now being prepped, but these teams cannot figure out their way around the window. Grenade does land. The damage is not done, but the shotgun would find the knock instead. Why So Serious cannot find one. They would get 1 player down, but they need more. They're down to a state of HP. Elite doesn't need to do much as they send them back and pack in, and they will keep all 4 players alive with 11 eliminations. This is total domination here from Team Elite as they're not looking to stop. Manji said, I'm not on that top player list and I want to be there. 6 eliminations that he has at the time, but they need to get into the zone. Team Angry looking to make some shots, but I have to commend Team Angry. They've been a duo for the bulk of this game and they've survived this long. As a 2-man squad, that is very, very commendable there from them. RGX have lost their solo. 4 points is all they would get from eliminations on this one. Team Angry looking to pick out, looking to do some damage. Aspect, his head is picked out. Edward is just waiting for perfect timing, and timing is the name of the game. The knock is found, the tag is there. Here comes the rest of Team Elite. They do not have time to waste. They knock you and they are pushing it straight. Switch, the last player there for the team, is on the MVP list, but I do not know if he's going to be able to grab himself more eliminations as Team Elite get themselves yet another strong position here in the circle. Now they have eyes on everyone down there. They can see FORKILL, they can see Zen Esports, and they can third party the hell out of that fight and switch his position. And I just like this from RECALCITRANTS. You know that right now they're just playing off of the sheer fact that they know they've knocked someone up here and they feel like the rest of the squad has to be in that compound. And you can already start to see them just send some warning nades to the compound like, hey, we know you're here and we might be here soon. And soon cannot come any faster than now, as Manji now finds himself here, finds that last player. The shots are coming in 3, but Switch cannot ward off 2 players as Manji increases his kill count, his elimination counts. 4 kills down on the bottom of the hill, but it is looking like 4 fresh kills for the side of RECALCITRANTS. 3 fresh kills for RECALCITRANTS when they look towards the side of Neon Rising as the shot starts to fly. Conan Baby is able to make it into, or make that Conan boy able to make it into cover for the time. But how long can he survive for? Team Elite, they have eyes on both teams. FORKILL trying to see if they can clear out the side of Neon Outlaws. But Neon Outlaws are in trouble here. Team Elite are very aware of their position and they're starting to set the grenades flying. Skinny behind that tree, and hopefully skinny enough for that tree to be enough cover. And Team Elite, we just see them launching those grenades with the hopes to find that entry knock, because that is all they need. But FORKILL is going to be the one to find the player there from Neon Outlaws as Skinny falls. FORKILL now going for that push. They understand what they need to do as they're trying to get maximum points out of this one. Shots coming in through from the side. That guy falls, but shots are flying. South is in trouble as he's getting shot at. He's in the blue zone. The blue is doing a whole lot of damage. South's trying to see if he can find a way into the zone. He's trying to heal as well, as it's just 2 squads left. Neon Rising fall, or make that Neon Outlaws fall. South falls as well to the blue zone, but there's players there from Elite. They are not letting it fly. Manji increases that elimination count to 8. There is a flank angle that has come through from Simple, and this is not even fun for FORKILL as Metsos. There's not much he can do. Picks his head out, takes a lot of damage as the headshots are starting to connect. The players there from Team Elite are applying the pressure. The grenades are flying, and FORKILL, there isn't much they can do. All they can do is hold and wait as Elite continue to push down with the prowess, with the pressure. Metsos forced back into the building. The players cannot do too much, and they're all backed into the corner by that blue zone. The nades are starting to fly, but none to connect. Franco to find one up there with hopes to find one knock, but there isn't too much you can do. Elite are already in the vicinity. There's a lot of smokes, but might that be enough? Grenades being sent downward. They are all backed into the corner here FORKILL. And Mamoon falls. More players coming outside, but now they've been spotted. Coming into the building is Team Elite, but they would find themselves in there. Next being found. It is very chaotic. One player falls, make that 2, and make that all of FORKILL. As Team Elite walk home with the second chicken dinner of the day. This was absolute domination from them. 18 points just from eliminations alone. And they balanced that with a winner chicken dinner. Manji with 10 eliminations. He said, I'm tired of watching only Kakao and Simple on that MVP list. I want to be there as well. And I'm pretty sure there are fans who are out there in the chat are excited to see this type of gameplay coming in through from Team Elite. What a way to play. 1,067 damage from Kakao, 999 for Manji there. And no time to heal when Team Elite is bashing and sending every player and every nade that they have towards your location after just one knock. 6 grenade eliminations, 33 assists, 7,000 healed. Man, Team Elite absolutely tore the lobby apart. That's what 18 eliminations and a winner chicken dinner. Like, that's 28 points. These are numbers that teams that are on the second side of the leaderboard, teams that are below 7th are looking for, because these are the numbers that they need to push them into that top 7 points. We're getting to that spot of the tournament, or well, of the stage, where you have to put in that work, you have to put in that damage, you have to get yourself those very high elimination wins, because that is what will get you into that final straight. You need to get comfortable with it, and hopefully these teams I've got that in mind. 55 total elims that we saw from this game. 51 knocks to come through. No vehicle elims. We did see one, but I think it was just a thirst. But anyway, 2,889 damage from Team Elite, and FORKILL, who is closer to them that were doing the H2H, barely even has 1,000. They don't even have as much damage as Manji. Imagine 5 eliminations that they got with 3 knocks. But unfortunately, it looks very, very like tiny numbers when you're looking at 18 eliminations from the side there of Team Elite. 28 points for Team Elite. FORKILL finished in 2nd position, but they only got 11 points. That just goes to show you how much of the points here Team Elite have walked away with from this one. What a way to play. Both teams absolutely trying their best, but man, it almost looks like no one else tried their best when Elite were doing so much damage. Manji with 99 damage, 5 knocks, 10 eliminations. He was an absolute beast, enjoying those third-party moments, getting those knocks, finding those off angles. Love to see that one from this player. It was absolutely unplayable in this game, and his elimination count does everything to justify and show you just what he has done in this game. What a player. What a player. And man, top players for this lobby. Look at that. 3 players all the way from Team Elite. Kakao with 3. Simple with 3. Mangi with 10 eliminations. Tony there from Mad Monkeys did do some work before Mad Monkeys got taken out early on in the game. Mad Monkeys were able to get himself 7 eliminations, and Tony got himself 3 out of those 7. So you love to see that one. And then TERRORSIX Wakanda having King Tata survive up here to make it into the top players. He did do a lot of work, did a lot of reviving as well for his team, and he was able to make it here into the top players of the map. 28 points for number 1, and FORKILL following behind with 11 points. It almost looks like there is so much there. In fact, if you were to give FORKILL 10 extra points just for, okay, let us give you points as though you won a chicken dinner, they still wouldn't have up to 28 points. Imagine. I mean, off of eliminations alone, Elite is still number 1. But nonetheless, I'm not going to focus too much on that. RRAGE, Team Angry, ZEUS able to put up numbers up on board. Or well, maybe just Mad Monkeys, Angry, and RRAGE got some points up on board. But man, Neon Outlaws, they need to put up more numbers if they're trying to breach that top 7. Same thing about ZEUS. REGNUM-X, 5 points. I'm gonna let it slide. It's good. Why So Serious finally putting up some points on board, but 4 points is not enough. You need more tactical execution. You know, all the teams that I'm seeing on this other side, I'm not really liking numbers. I mean, BRÜLANT with 0 points, Rescue Esports with 0 points. Rescue Esports are really struggling with their consistency. And overall top players, as I said, Manji said he doesn't just want Simple and Kakao on here. He wants to be here as well. Amal getting himself some more eliminations to push himself up to 31 eliminations. But Simple with 25, Faker with 21, Manji with 21, and Kakao with 23 eliminations in total. 23 eliminations in 2 days, or well, 2.5 days now. It's crazy. 10 games, 23 eliminations. These are absolute monstrous numbers that we're seeing out here. RRAGE, I see them breaching that 100 points mark in these last 2 games, and I'm keeping my hopes high for them as they're able to get themselves 87 points up on board. Once again, RRAGE is top 3 with no chicken dinners. You love to see that one, but at the same time, you don't love to see it because it just shows lack of consistency. Yes, you're getting the eliminations, but man, you need to get those points. You need to be able to win them games, because if we were to come down to any tiebreakers, you're losing right off the bat. Before we get to eliminations, we look at the chicken dinner first. So be sure to get yourself those chicken dinners. I mean, RECALCITRANTS have 4. You can just see them having so much fun with it. But then on the other side of things, Why So Serious started on the dead last, but right now Team B13 are not looking to play so well. They found themselves down here on the bottom part of the leaderboard. That is not really working out for them. BRÜLANT not putting up too many points on board. It's almost looking unattainable here, because we're already looking at trying to get like close to 70 points if you're trying to make it into that top 7. So right now you need to start putting numbers up on board. I mean, Neon Outlaws just getting over 40, but it's just 44 points. You're going to need more. You're gonna have to really focus and lock in for that next game. But speaking of next game, we will be running things back again for Erangel. So do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with more La Coupe d'Africaine action.
2025, and we are live at the University of Ibadan. Game on.
Hi, this is Precious. So I'm at Game Fest, and this is my first time coming to Game Fest, and I've been loving it so far. My favorite game of the day is Just Dance.
My name is Osaz. I won the FC25 tournament. But it was a very tough tournament, especially the first game. I went to penalties after extra time.
Is Kamala Ferwina. I participated in today's tournament in 10 and 80 and Monster tournament, and I was the winner for Free Fire.
My name is Israel. I won the F1 sim racing competition that was held here.
Hello, my name is Ola Ali, and I won Street Fighter 6.
I participated in the Just Dance game, and I've been moving my body. And yeah, Game Fest, I would like for you to come back to UI bigger and better.
Mission.
The match is about to start.
Now the Warmison, Jamo, against Iva. He needs to clear that hill. The boys in yellow. Iva finds him, shuts him down. And 340, 10 more seconds through that door. The oil money in. Are they going to make history? Very first land, very first win. 347, 348. Now the contest. The boys in through, no way through. And they are going to hold it down. So S are your champions.
BRÜLANT final paid by Monster Energy Drink and Tenergate.
From what is being we send them out, the ground sports, and we are aware that there's someone who
This is going to end the final games of the night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to La Coupe d'Africaine Season 3. I was trying to chase doctors away, so I'm going to grab myself an apple. And I hope you guys are having as much fun as I am, maybe all with popcorn, as you enjoy the games. Go through them. But game 3 has become closer and closer. The penultimate game of the La Coupe, the Africana Gauntlet stage. And again, the playing path looking very similar to the first one that we got. This is where it starts getting troublesome. Because now I want to see what B13 does. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Huh. Chat, I don't see B13. I don't see B13. Maybe they didn't make it into the lobby. But that's sad though. If they're not here in this lobby, that is very sad. I would in fact, they are in fact not here, and that is very, very sad. I would have loved to see them in this lobby, and I think that is maybe them already giving up. I don't like when this happens, you know. Honor the tournament and play to the end of the tournament. Don't, because you're in 16th place does not mean you should not start playing bad. But the good news about this time is that the zone does favor the playing path. So hey, this time it is good. It is better. It is better. Everyone does find themselves in that circle, and I really want to see how some of these teams would play. We know, apart from, I think there's only 2 teams that we've seen so far play close to the center, and that's Neon Outlaws and the players there from Elite. So I'd like to see if these 2 teams, well, not any of the other teams that like to play on the edge, the likes of Mad Esports, the tactical executions, that like to play off of the edge. I'd like to see if or how well they would have fun in this lobby. I mean, tactical execution is done in the zone, so for them to be business as usual. But likes of TERRORSIX, Wakanda, ESPORTS, who are already somewhat close to the center of the first circle, or even seated well in that first circle, it makes that first rotation a little bit tedious. But yeah, rotations would not start just yet. Right now, everyone is just looting. I will be looting as well. In fact, I always get carried away by loot. I always get carried away by the loot. I'm sure you do too. That is exactly why I'm not playing, and these players are the ones playing. But that being said, Mad Monkeys, this time they would not have that early 4 eliminations or early chance to get 4 eliminations, as B13 have not graced us in this game with their presence. They're just chilling outside in the lobby. I wonder why I am disappointed. There's another team that is also not here, and I want to hope that it's not BRÜLANT, because I'm not seeing their logo anywhere up here. And yep, the second team that is not here is BRÜLANT, and I'm like, yes, it's nobody's fault that you've not been doing well, but lock in and show up and get the last 2 games. You can do a lot in the last 2 games. You can at least give yourself some redemption, or even a little bit of bragging rights, you get, and not just even get yourself some clips for a montage or some, like, you know, honor the tournament and just stay to the end. I mean, Elite have been absolutely on fire, 157 points, and they are going straight into the finals. It's like they're just grabbing points. Like, even if we don't want, like, we're still getting the points. They don't need it, but they're grabbing more. But anyway, I see this game being the game where RRAGE is going to breach that 100 points mark. I've enjoyed the way they've played so far. They've been playing very well. They've been holding their forts. They've been holding down their fights. They've been able to get towards the end of the circle, but I think this is the game they win. They really need to start getting themselves or being able to close out games, because when you get into that final, if you want to go straight into the finals, you need to be able to get yourself chicken dinners. And right now, if you're in this lobby of the Gauntlet stage and you're not getting yourself chicken dinners, imagine how hard it's going to be when now you're going up against not just any teams, but the best of the best teams, 6 of which will be following you from this stage, right? 6 of which from this stage were able to get themselves chicken dinners. So, you know, you want to make sure you're able to grab yourself chicken dinners in any of the lobbies that you find yourself. So yeah, you want to make sure you're putting those numbers up on board. FORKILL, a team that we've got our eyes on. Now, in all honesty, they are a very aggressive team. I see that sometimes, but unfortunately, even at taking those fights, there are still some teams that are better, that do it way better than them. I mean, in that last game, they did not have too much of a choice. It just seemed like they were sitting ducks for the side there of Team Elite. But then again, we'd love to see how well they're able to play. Patience is the name of the game. We saw them play with patience yesterday, and I'm pretty sure that this is a team that is learning as they keep going. Team Angry, they've come in today to shut me up, and I like that. They're currently chilling in Zaki. The way they're playing today definitely justifies how they played yesterday. The fact that yesterday they did not play so well, and one could even almost argue for them that they played yesterday intentionally. Maybe they were trying something new, because they knew that, you know what, I think we're gonna make it into lobby. I think if yesterday things were already looking too dicey, too shaky for them, I feel like they would have played relatively better. Right now, they're seated in 5th position. Right now, if you're trying to make it into that top 7, you need 67 points. I don't really see it be reachable, especially with how ZEUS has been playing today. But man, tactical execution. I don't know if tactical execution know just how close they are to being in the top 7. Because if they did, I would expect them to have played. They've been so close to that top 7 all day from the beginning of today. So it's like I would expect them to play a little more locked in, you know, as compared to how they're playing now, where it seems lackluster. You know, they're able to rotate, but even their rotations aren't all that smooth. Actually, they are focusing so much on rotating, making it into that last zone, that it's not working out for them. I mean, look at that last game. They pushed into that very obvious compound that was being held by Elite. If you're trying to enter the circle that late into the game and you want to send it to such strong position in the circle, you have to believe there's a team there. I at least stop around, but you can't even stop around because you're getting into the circle so late. I think that last game, them going to that military base was too much thinking from them. I said it, if the zone went to the military base, we could have commended it as a 1000 IQ play. But man, I think it was an early call, a very early call to a zone that, you know, to a zone that we don't really know where it is going yet. I mean, they decided that rotation in zone 2. But anyway, that one has gone. Neon Outlaws, in all honesty, Neon Outlaws, I don't know the word. I sincerely don't know the word, but Neon Outlaws, I really hope this is the game where they step up. You know, they're a team that I had high expectations for. So, you know, but seeing the way they've been playing in this lobby, it's just kind of weird. Like, I see their rotations are kind of good, but they always find themselves third-partied, or, you know, not just winning those 4v4s. So this is where I call in, you know, call those skills, look back, look at what you're doing right, what you might be doing wrong, try to see if you can fix it. But anyway, Zen Esports and TERRORSIX Wakanda do look to get themselves into some sort of engagement. They're out there on that western edge of the map. But now they have even more teams in the vicinity, because I know, like, they got 4 kills somewhere close to their background. Shots coming out as Zen BRÚLANT doesn't want to let go of that vehicle. Yaros does get shot at from behind as it is a trade-off. Team Zen not quite letting anyone go. Pain is spotted on his off angle, and TERRORSIX Wakanda would win this one out. 4 eliminations that they were able to get, but unfortunately for King Tata, he went out to that third party coming in through from FORKILL. I did mention it earlier that they are also here in the vicinity. They're looking for off angles, they're looking for flank angles as well, as Captain is looking to grab that revive up onto Yaros. Mad Monkeys holding a very high ground on Mount Everest, a very nice spot to hold. I would never complain. Team Angry does seem to be the one on the receiving end of their bullets, as Amar has found themselves to elimination. But then again, I feel like Angry from game 1, every game they've played so far, it's almost like they've been the whole game as a duo. You can't take this attitude into the finals. You can't carry this attitude into the finals. You have to be able to keep a full squad alive. And again, we spoke to Mad Monkeys about that yesterday. We said it yesterday, Mad Monkeys, you need to keep your players alive. And today they've done that so well today. They've done it well. That's what I can tell you. But then again, Team Angry, you've come into today playing relatively better, but you're losing your players too early. I mean, every game you've played so far, you've had to play as a 2-man squad. So it's bad. It's bad. But I believe that they can fix it. But anyway, RRAGE, we're looking to get started on this one. They're taking a fight up against Team Elite, who have traded off that knock. It's almost like Team Elite, you just can't get away with knocking them. You knock one of their players, they trade it off. Simple has been revived, and the same thing will be done to Pew Pew on that off angle. But both teams not looking like they want to take this fight just yet. It's in a very uncomfortable position, and that zone is about to shift. And it does shift away from that position, so they're going further to the west and down south. So basically central, but it does go more towards that western side. So everyone's going to have to get into that next circle now. But everyone on the north really has a rotation to make. RRAGE needs to make that rotation. Mad Esports, Team Elite, who are going for a very long rotate, would also have to get into that circle too. And Tactical Esports already finding their way towards that western shoreline. But rotations is the name of the game right now. Again, it's one of those very tricky ones because of the way the first zone was, where it had majority of the teams in. When the zone starts to close, we may or may not see some teams would have to rotate, but not many of them would have to rotate. Neon Rising, or sorry, make that Neon Outlaws are holding a very interesting spot. I don't enjoy holding this spot very early in the game. It is the chopsticks. I don't like how I feel about that one, man. Like I think it's too early to play it, but hey, who knows? It might work out well for them. I'm gonna keep my eye out on them to see if they're able to play this one out. But anyway, teams moving closer and closer. I'm looking at the map here. I'm just looking at everyone just scattered all across. RRAGE looking to go for a very late rotation. I hope that works out well for them. Team Elite also going for a very long rotation too. Not too many players have been able to get elims, and I know there's even not too many eliminations that are up on board, and that is majorly because of the fact that, like, hey, everyone landed in the zone, nobody landed on anybody, everyone is just big chilling. The ones that landed on each other have been sorted out. And again, we started this game without two teams. You know, that also does change a lot. Why So Serious still looking to put up a fight now as they are approaching their way up to the top of Mount Everest. They found the first knock onto the side there of Mad Monkeys as Tony does fall, and he would instantly get thirsted there. Mad Monkeys now find themselves at a disadvantage. And again, have they really fixed what we said yesterday? That's what we're looking at. But Death's there, looking to push on to Amar, but Death's there, that is not enough HP to push up onto the likes of Amar. As Amar's got a grenade already, looking to launch that one up high. And he does land, but Death's there is able to get out of dodge just right in time. He needs to heal. Nice prepping his own nade. He needs to heal. He needs to heal. He did not heal, and Amar now starts his rampage as he finds that first knock. But Baby wants to push up onto it. It's a DBS up against the DBS, but Baby comes out victorious as he shuts him down and stops him from getting elims. But Klaus pulls in from behind to do so much damage up onto Death's there as he falls. Baby's HP back up, but now they have to deal with this 2v1 as Klaus has thrown that grenade to reduce the HP there of Power Baby. And Baby's got his own grenade in hand, sending that one out and far. It is up towards the position there of Klaus, but it is dangerous and it is a friendly nade. He takes down his own players and he makes it easy as he can get for Mad Monkeys. As Klaus wraps it up for them, says a big thank you as he does so to send them back into the lobby. And why So Serious? Why did you take yourselves out? That grenade absolutely mistimed or misthrown. Not enough length on it. I'm not quite able to find themselves into that one. But anyway, ZEUS holding a very nice spot in this one. Everyone does look to be moving closer and closer to those chopsticks. And I do not know what's about the chopsticks or what everyone is seeing in that chopstick area, but all we can say is And anyway, zone starting to close up little by little. I'm about to get the one that I hope is going to be a hard shift. I really see this being a hard shift. And one thing that I'm enjoying in this lobby, one thing that I like that I'm seeing is not everyone is playing on the edge. And I really hope these teams are seeing how good the game feels when you're not taking early fights or when you're not just hanging around on the edge. Because there's positions you can play on the edge, don't get me wrong. But like everyone is subjected to play relatively close to the center right now. And the way they're playing all close to the center, it's okay. Like, we're seeing peaceful exchanges, players shooting shots back and forth. And I think at this point, I believe every team that is out here has information. And one thing that really works well for you when you're playing PUBG Mobile is information. And look at that. Everyone is close to everyone. Everybody knows where everybody is. And now the fights are going to be more structured. You know, now the zone has moved. Neon Rising should know where these teams are. Elite is going to start fighting against Angry. You know, FORKILL is already finding themselves in a very good spot. They can push up onto the side of RGX if they want. TERRORSIX have information. Tactical esports on the top western edge also have info. So it's like, why not play like this more often as compared to playing on the edge where you have literally no information that you're working with? You're just going based off of the vibes. So yeah, that's my observation. I really hope many of these teams see it, and maybe they're able to practice this more in the upcoming games. But anyway, Team Angry now gonna start to feel the wrath of the Team Elite, as Elite has decided, and now they will start to shoot. The grenade is sent straight into the face there of Des, but that one that is going upstairs is gonna be enough to send Team Angry back into the lobby, and it is simple to get the elimination to his name. And the rotations have come through from those teams, and it is coming very early. Neon Outlaws now looking to push onto the side of Team Elite. That's a very good looking nade. It lands up onto Manji, but it doesn't do the damage, or not enough damage to get that player knocked, and more grenades started to fly from the edge. I don't know if Manji is aware of that position or that flank angle, but Neon Outlaws are looking to push closer and closer. Skinny, the flanker for that team, is gotten on that off angle, and Big Zin's position definitely known. And Team Elite, we saw them play from this compound in the last game, and right now it does look like they are having their fun on with this compound at the moment. It's currently on that northeastern edge, and RRAGE also have information on that northwestern edge, but now they're getting approached by the side of ZEUS MORIS, so it's going to be a little bit of trouble for them. It's going to be Palapala to welcome them. Team ZEUS drawing closer. Palabala gonna get into that vehicle to drive out of dodge, understanding that there's a team there. You know that position might not be the strongest, very open to third parties. ZEUS MORIS have themselves in an off angle, and it's gonna be the devil Lucifer to hold the off angle for the time being. Pew trying to see if he can draw closer. The grenade flies, but the damage is not done. Lucifer's position is still being held, and RRAGE might choose to capitalize on the circle now, but they're driving more and more towards the shorelines, towards Melio. I don't get it. Balabala is knocked out. Pew trying to see if he can make it way towards that. Why are they going towards the shoreline? That's not the play. You could even play gatekeepers, but that's ZQ finding a way in. Team Elite now taking their own fights with Neon Rising, as Kakao and Simple will fall. I think I would want to see that one as compared to RRAGE, as Elite lose one more in theirs. Neon Outlaws looking to emerge victorious on this one. There is a trade, but Manji is still alive there for Team Elite. He was on fire in the last game, and he's just holding down his fort, as Skinny is starting to throw some grenades and some throwables. Conan Boy also finding some throwables as well to find that thirst, and Manji holds down the fort and gets down one knock. Doesn't quite find the thirst, and Elite sent back into the lobby early. With only 2 eliminations that they were able to get, Neon Outlaws are starting to win their 4v4s, and they say, Crowns, we can do it as well. And now we start to see the zone closing up once more. In all honesty, I do not know what RRAGE were thinking. I don't know how they played this one. I don't know why they played it like that, but we'll let it slide. Going up to the north is going to be that zone. RGX getting heavily favored, especially in this game now, where Team Elite has been taken out early. It gives them a little bit of chance to close that gap. But anyway, Mad Esports looking to draw closer. They're up on that northern edge, because ZEUS Esports, they need to grab those. ZEUS MORIS might need to grab themselves a lot of heals, really. They're going to have to do a lot of healing. They're in that blue zone, and I do not know how possible. Right? Stage 4, they should be able to revive and get themselves back up with bandages. But anyway, FORKILL, they're alive on this one. 2 elimination courtesy of Metsos, who does look to be disconnected. He's back now. And tactically, But as I said, Mad Monkeys eventually go out. Ninth place, they get no placement points, but they will get 5 eliminations. Hopefully that does play its part for them. Angry, who is directly behind them, is out of the lobby, so that gives them a little bit of breathing space. Two teams that are right above them are still very much alive, so that is even not too much to worry for them. But ZEUS, MORIS getting taken out now, one after the other by the side there of Mad ESPORTS. Mad ESPORTS have got 3 players alive in Kakashi Rasta and Tamashi. And 2 eliminations for the time being. ZEUS MORIS does get eliminated, and 7th position all of a sudden is open. Tactical execution, are they aware? Now they need to start getting those points. 70 points is what is holding 7th position right now. They have 57, so they need 13 to catch that. They chicken dinner and 3 eliminations, but now you know you need more eliminations than you get in. Rescue Esports now pushing up onto the side of tactical execution. That grenade is sexy and it is amazing up onto LB, and LB instantly gets thirsted now. Tactical is make that TERRORSIX Wakanda. Actually, they cannot afford to go out here. They could have gotten a chance to climb up as well, but now their players are getting heavily naded. Captain caught in between a rock and a hard place is backed into a corner there, with Molotov starting to fly. Captain trying to see if he can send out some grenades to prevent the push onto his position, but that grenade is sexy. It's wonderful from Scavy. Sends him back and packing. TERRORSIX Wakanda miss out on an opportunity to draw closer to the side there of ZEUS Rising. ZEUS and MORIS in 7th position. FORKILL still alive, and they cannot afford to go out anytime soon. RRAGE tanking the blue zone as that zone closes up, goes down south. It is a lot of open fields, and it's a question of how they're gonna play this one out. RGX, REGNUM-X holding a very strong position up on the north. That works for them, but that position is just strong in terms of cover. They've got high grounds around them. They need to get on those high grounds, see if they have some vehicles, use them as cover, and maybe that way they can play gatekeeper and also watch teams that are trying to make it into that circle. Neon Outlaws, though, they've been on sweeping duty, as now they find themselves on the edge, looking to push towards the side of REGNUM-X. And right now, they've taken out Team Elite, who was looking like the strongest team in the lobby. And right now, they're going for the 2nd strongest team in the lobby in REGNUM-X, who are currently seated in 2nd position. And Conan Boy going to be forced to fall back to heal a little bit. Skinny is down as RGX get their nades on points to find that first knock. Zenos trying to see if he can find the thirst, and he does. Now they know who they're up against. Neon Outlaws down by 1, but they still have all 3 alive, and they still have their eyes on this compound. They know who they're up against, and it does look like they want the smoke. FORKILL taking the fights towards the side of Tactical Esports, but that is long-range engagements. I'm surprised to even see the thirst come through. Zenos on an off angle, but he's getting pushed now with grenades, trying to see if he can heal it off. The grenades are landing, but the grenades are not connecting. Gorgolu's position has been spotted. Conan Boy knows exactly where he is, cooking that grenade to perfection, but he stones it in. But players there from RGX, they are staying on their foot. Gorgolu able to get out of danger just right in time. And this fight's gonna take very long. Gorgolu spots now Conan Boy, as Conan Boy has found a way to breach into the compound. But that vehicle ever remains a threat. Big Zin has been down as well for Neon Outlaws, forcing Conan Boy to fall back. But that guy, he's got an off angle, finds 1 knock, but he will get knocked back in turn. Molotov is out to prevent more players from forming up. It's a nice DBS shot there from Conan Boy. He knows no one else can come through for the support because the DBS, or make that the Molotov, was put in the right position. Jump shots to find some more damage, but he cannot vault that window. The blue zone now starts to close, and it is doing damage, and he will get 1 more player there from RGX knocked, as now they're down to the last player now in Fatso. The player who is holding up on that top player list, you know, he's one of those players who can shoot. But the DBS from Conan Boy shuts him up, and Neon Rising send back the 2 top dogs in the lobby into the lobby, really. FORKILL still trying to stay alive, but Rescue Esports doing a lot of damage, and FORKILL showing them that they have their angles. The grenade is good, but it is too far. And Scavy will escape that one for the time being. He spots the players there from FORKILL. Metsos gets caught on the flank. The Molotov catches Scavy as well. He might have to roll and dine, but the grenade will seal the rest of the damage. Postman, the last player left now for Rescue Esports to hold down and try to see if you can pull one player back into the fight here for you. FORKILL would also go for that revive up onto MedSauce to get themselves back up to a 4-man squad. And Postman needs to grab that revive. And that's what he's doing right now. Zone does close up. Favors RC and FORKILL. Neon Outlaws down to the last player. Mad Esports down to their last as well. And both players look to be going toe-to-toe against each other. They might just jam. Tactical Esports trying to stay alive as much as possible, but they need, or Tactical Execution, they need to get themselves elims up on board. This is not going to be enough. That compound will not be enough. They have to get into the circle now. And Rescue Esports have got themselves set up very nicely here. Mad Esports going back into the lobby, courtesy of FORKILL. Same thing can be said about Neon Outlaws as they fall. Tezzy from Tactical Execution also goes down, and that will be the end of Tactical Execution. Only one elimination, and the third place finish is never enough. FORKILL with 7 elims. They're looking for more in the side there of RC. And here comes MedSauce to find the flank angle, but it doesn't work once more. More players looking to form up, and Mamoon falls. RC, they're holding down their fort. The grenades are flying. Postman is the last player left. The grenade lands. It does some damage, and Salz knows that this one is the one to seal the deal. The nade lands, and they win it. FORKILL, they needed something to push them, to cushion them in that top 7. And that definitely was it. The chicken dinner with 9 eliminations. 19 points is what they needed, and that has cemented their spot in that top 7 to make it into the grand finals of this tournament. What a way to play. 2 eliminations from Salz, 4 from MedSauce. As much as he was getting knocked on the off angles, it did seem to work out well for him. 4 eliminations from him. Franco to get 1, and Mamoon to get himself 2 eliminations up on board. And what a way this team have played. They've balanced it out, and every single time we see them play and win a game, it's usually a thing of patience. And patience this time has gotten them that winner chicken dinner. The heals continue to reduce. Every team looking to capitalize on every knock that they get, and they are letting it work. They are working for it. 4,889 total heals, not enough. But man, in a lobby where we only got 14 teams, that is a lot of elims to come through. 38 assists and 9 eliminations coming through from grenades. We love to see that one. The proactivity with the nades was very good, and we're enjoying what we're seeing so far. FORKILL and RC. It's very nice to see new teams up here for the head-to-head. For FORKILL, with 9 knocks, 9 eliminations, and 1,600 damage. Rescue Esports also doing some damage, but unfortunately, when it came to fighting up against FORKILL, they just could not hold their ground. That fight was a little too chaotic and a little too strong for them. The grenades that were flying were absolutely wonderful and amazing, and that is how they found themselves up here. But they didn't get the win, but then again, they finished 2nd position. I cannot complain. MedSauce from FORKILL would be the MVP of this one. 4 eliminations, 596 damage that he was able to get. 5 knocks. Wasn't able to quite get that last one. I think he got that knock that was stolen in the early phases of the game, but nonetheless, that was a good game coming through from him. 4 eliminations that he was able to get the MVP of the 3rd game of the day. 2nd and final Erangel here in the Gauntlet stage. And next up, we'll be seeing the top players there from this lobby. It's going to be MedSauce to lead the charge. Postman to get himself 4 eliminations as well. Neon Conan Boy was absolutely on fire to help Neon Rising. I feel like Neon Rising came into this game for just one mission. Take out the 2 players that are up there. Take out the 2 teams that are 1st place and 2nd place and go back to the lobby. That's all they did. This man Amar can't stop getting eliminations. And the same thing about Fatzo. These players on the top 5, they don't want to stop getting his eliminations. They just keep getting more and more. 3. Even though Mad Monkeys were subjected to just 1 player early on in the game, they still got that last player to survive a little bit for them. But then again, Amar's still putting 3 eliminations up on board. REGNUM-X did go out as well to Neon Outlaws, but they also got Fatso to get himself 3 elims. So man, you love to see it coming through from these players that are up there on our top eliminations. These are top leaders for MVP. You know that they are really fighting for it. 19 points is what FORKILL is going to get to this one. And this just lets you know how outrageously stupid and crazy this first Erangel was. because Elites got themselves 18 eliminations in just that game. And right now, a chicken dinner at 9 points gives you 19. I was going to show you that what they did in that last game is no easy feat. Anyway, Rescue Esports 12 points up on board. Neon Outlaws with 11. That is good points from Neon Outlaws, but they should have started putting up numbers like this since the first game of the night. REGNUM-X putting 8 points up on board. Mad Esports with 6 tactical execution, 6 points up on board. Definitely not enough. TERRORSIX Wakanda with 6. Mad Monkeys, ZEUS, MORIS, Why So Serious, Elite finding themselves on the other side of the leaderboard. That is not nice for them. But anyway, overall top players, Amar still pushing himself further and further, increasing that that point difference or that gap to, what is that, 12? Is it 12? Is it up to 12? Am I doing the math wrong? That's 4 plus 4, 8. 8 would be the difference now in eliminations. And simple, can you get 8 eliminations in the second game, or sorry, in the last game, or shall we just crown Amar the MVP? We look forward to seeing what happens in that final game. But before we even do that, let's see the overall standings. Elite remained on top, 159 points. They are running away with this one. There is no stopping them at this point. Number 7 spot is being held now by ZEUS MORIS. They have 70 points. Team Angry is dropping again. FORKILL, that thing took them to 3rd position. The power of one chicken dinner. Team Angry, 76 points. ZEUS MORIS, 70. Tactical Execution have got 63. They need 7 to catch up to ZEUS MORIS. If they can take ZEUS MORIS out early, they might be able to secure themselves a 7th place finish in this one. I think 6th place and 7th place is still up for grabs. I think Mad Monkeys are good to go. Mad Monkeys and everyone above, they're all good to go. But man, who else can? Oh no, that's GG's. It's TERRORSIX Wakanda. TERRORSIX Wakanda has to get the points. 14 points is what Rescue Esports need. It's tough. The points to beat is 70. Neon Outlaws need at least 15. TERRORSIX Wakanda needs at least 15. And Rescue Esports needs at least 14 to get to 70 points. That's provided ZEUS MORIS goes out early. The final game of the day is going to be one spectacle. And I cannot wait for you guys to watch this one. So do not go anywhere. Oh, we're coming back to me? All right. I was going to say, do not go anywhere because the LACOP action is getting ever so serious. And this last game is going to be one to keep an eye out on. So do not go anywhere. I will be right back with more LACOP the Africana action. I'll see you soon.
Send them out. Big round sports. Everybody aware that there's someone
This is going to end the final games of the night.
Hi guys, it's me Tway and I'm live here at the 10 and 80 Game Fest campus happening right here in Abuja. If you are seeing this, there's lots of games, music, networking and so much fun happening, and the best part, it's all free.
guys, my name is Russia and I'm the winner for the God Mobile.
Joshua, I want to go for Street Fighter 6. Shalom Alassane.
Me from our Winifred.
It's Mustafa Sani. I'm the winner for the Forza Horizon 3 Championship. I won fire competition today. It was hosted by 10 and 80 and Monster.
We need more of this. We need 10 more, 20 more. I did this every day.
I want to say a very big thank you to 10 and 80 and Monster for hosting this competition.
This has shown me that esports can go far in Nigeria.
When I saw the opportunity to compete in this game, I knew that yes, this is it. I can definitely win it, and I came out victorious today.
Huge thank you to 10 and 80 and Monster for the wonderful tournament hosted.
I want to thank the sponsors, 10 and 80 and Monster Energy, for bringing such a wonderful event.
At the 10 and 8E Campus Game Fest right here in Port Harcourt. It's games, music, networking and non-stop fun. The best part is it's all free, and if you're seeing this, your campus can be next.
Ready your engines, get ready. Drum roll in what is a very wicked playing path for Miramar, as we are here in the sandy dunes of Miramar for the final game of the Gauntlet stage here at La Coupe d'Africaana Season 3. I am watching some African qualifiers on the side as well. I know you guys probably are, but yeah, let's get it. Zone is moving us, so the playing path takes us all the way from Porto Paraíso all to the outskirts of El Pozo. Doesn't leave too much places to land, but again, we have two teams that have chickened out of getting a chicken dinner. You see what I did there? Not pulling up in here, to be honest. Anybody from BRÜLANT, and in fact, I'm calling them BRÜLANT. You people, I'm not going to call you the exquisite version of your name if you are going to be backing out of a tournament 10 games in. Locking. Locking. Away. Wabali locking. All right. All right. Team Elite in Impala, Team Angry landing on the outskirts of Los Leones, REGNUM-X out there in Los Leones, and we get to see the unicorn again, the fiery unicorn. Well, man, I expect to see a lot of chaos in this final game. Mad Monkeys looking to land in El Picado, my bad. FORKILL looking to still be on the plane. Tactical Execution looking to head all the way to San Martin. ZEUS MORIS in Chumacera. We didn't see any team land in Chumacera. We didn't see any team land in Chumacera yesterday. So, yeah. But anyway, TERRORSIX Wakanda going for split loots, and that's a very dangerous spot to be trying to go for split loot. You have Rescue Esports, Neon Rising around you, and even Team Angry as well. If these teams who have landed in buildings that have guns and weapons, if these teams land and find themselves guns and weapons and push up towards you, that you have scrappy loot, wouldn't have enough heals, enough nades, enough anything to even make that fight, a tough one for the opponent. So I don't know about that drop location, and the zone is absolutely nasty. Like the circle is all the way towards that eastern edge. There's water to be played in it. So it's going to be one heck of that. We've got like 20% water, 80% land. Is up towards that northeastern edge. If you know the map of Miramar, you know I'm talking about Tierra Bonca, El Azaha, the Junkyard, and it really favors Team Elite. In all honesty, I feel like Team Elite right now, they don't even need this. PUBG Mobile Girls, Team Elite does not need the zone bless. Push the zone away from them. Let them fight for the zone. You can't just bless them with the zone like that. That's unfair. For a team that right now, they've shown us that they can play off the edge, they can play from the center as well. You know, and now you're putting them relatively close to the center of the zone. That's unfair. That's just unfair. But anyway, Team Angry actually are the ones. Team Angry don't necessarily have a player around the opposite side. That last player just forgot to jump with the rest of his team. So keep an eye out to see if they are going to be able to do any peaceful reunions here in the game. But anyway, movement is assured. It's going to be Miramar. It's going to be a relatively long one, especially given the fact that we didn't block in with 16 teams. We only came in with 14. It definitely would make things a little bit long. It's going to make things feel relatively long. Teams would have to exercise patience in this one, or you can choose to go like elite and capitalize on the fact that you know like there isn't too many teams in the lobby, and then you can just rampage and take fights anyhow, knowing fully well that you most likely wouldn't get third party again. But that is a high risk, high reward type of gameplay that I know one person that always would like to do it, but if I'm not gonna glaze. So yeah. FORKILL find themselves on the northwestern, or actually just on the western edge of the circle around the water treatment and Hacienda del Patron. Tactical execution. Actually, tactical execution is where I have my eye on. Tactical execution. You need to get 7 points. I think tactical execution is one of those teams that right now they should be hunting down for elims. Anywhere you think there is a squad, I feel like if I had to be tactical execution from this point of the game, or before going into this game, I'll just kind of get the drop location of like some of the teams that I feel like, you know what, I can clear this team. And then land around them, not even land with them, land around them or rotate towards them. Look at which one of them lands the closest to you and then push up to them. But anyway, why so serious on fire? And baby, because if I shout his name too much, he's gonna get knocked. But they're down by 1. Don't go for the window. And he's been sent back. Shots coming in through. Oh, panic. That's nasty shots up onto Zelda there. And Zelda falls. Zen Esports. The trade is initiated. Here comes Violence to try to find some more players here from Why So Serious. The trade is initiated, but it's not very even as Violence would fall. Baby still needs to be revived. Zelda does fall as well. So now the trade is really even. Because now it's a 2 for 2. Baby does still need to be revived though. Why So Serious? Can I see her? The Why So Serious? They really, I want to see what they're doing on this one. Are they the ones looking to push up? Zen Esports, what are they gonna do? Why So Serious just holding up? They've got the off angles, which have worked so well. Zelda is still there, trying to see if he can pass some information. But here comes Death there. He's gonna prioritize grabbing that revive up onto Baby, give them a little bit of numbers advantage, have one more player in the mix. And Zen Esports would grab their revive as well. As Dropware. As Drop has been brought back on his feet. And they're just hoping, praying that someone does speak. It's still an even fight here between both teams. Zen Esports gonna have to grab their revive now. And Why So Serious just waiting to see if any one of them would dare try to get the revive up onto Zelda. I think they're leaving Zelda there as some sort of bait. We're not gonna thirst him, let him have the hopes that he could get revived. But Why So Serious? They're looking for options in. Zelda will bleed out. And Why So Serious now? Looking to draw closer and closer to Zen Esports. And look, Why So Serious? I get it. You really cannot finish behind BRÜLANT. I expect to see BRÜLANT in 15th and B13 in 16th. So Mad Esports and Why So Serious, you'd better lock in. Neon Rising, though, they took out the high-ranking teams in the last game, but right now they look to be struggling, or maybe not anymore, against the side of TERRORSIX Wakanda as 2 players are down, but Conan Boy gets spotted by Yaros there on the roof. And that guy gonna have to fall down and stop for the time being. You have to admire that discipline coming in through from Yaros, but not anymore. As that guy would spraying back into the lobby. They dropped 2 players, but they will be able to get their revives as Neon Rising get themselves 4 eliminations up on board. That puts them on 59 points. One more and they have 60, and they would need 10 to make it up top there. Anyway, why so serious? Still have to push up onto the side of Zen Esports. They have 2 eliminations. They need 4 points minimum to overtake the guys side of Sang BRÜLANT, who are not in this game. So how do they play? What do they do? They're all pushing up onto the side of Zen little by little. They have the numbers advantage. Right now, they seem to be pushing as solos. Drop has been spotted. They hear the footsteps now. And grenades now starting to be prepped as pain. Very close to that window. The nade does fly upstairs. It lands. But doesn't find the knock. They still remain alive. Why so serious? Moving closer and closer. The shots are coming in through, but that's a very large scope to put on the DBS. Nade now being prepped up here. Drop also trying to bait him out. And now, dead stare. Looking to stay away from that, from the stairs. And that player looking to make a run for it. The nade is there. It's a good one. But he lands in his face, but doesn't quite get the knock just yet. And here comes the zone, though, to force them to move. And now both teams forced to heal now. Zen Esports, 37 points that they have. And now they're prepping the grenades. This time, push or drop. He sent it downstairs. It's a good one. It lands, but we will not do the damage. It's back-to-back, nade for nade. And it's pushed off the wall. Damage is done, but it does more damage to himself. It's more of self-inflicted damage. And I think Panic can push up onto the teammate. They do not need that off angle. Mad Monkeys, though, getting started with tactical execution. And tactical execution, really, you cannot be taking this fight. You need to win this fight against Mad Monkeys. And Tezzy falls. That's not good news here for tactical execution. Tezzy is down. King, a little part of his body may be spotted there by Klaus. And the Mad Monkeys, they're being reluctant about this push. They have 2 knocks. And I would expect to see them, capitalize more on it and slam into the building. And it does look like they're getting slower, drawing closer and closer. King falls. That's 3rd knock. And tactical execution, it is well over for them. Mad Monkeys, too strong a force. The shots come through over the drive-by, and the tactical execution dreams of making it into the finals from the Gauntlet stage have been perished. They would have to go fight it out in the group stages as Mad Monkeys get themselves 4 eliminations to get things started here in Myanmar. Zone moves, and this time it goes up towards the north. El Azahar, very, very focused, or very, very favored. Neon Outlaws still in that blue. They are learning from yesterday. Yesterday, we saw them go for a very, very early rotate, and that did not play out well for them. Today, now they're tanking the blue zone, taking a little bit of blue zone damage. We said it. If you're getting that first zone damage, zone 1, zone 2, it's not too bad. You can work with that. It doesn't hurt. You can always play that. You don't have to rush. And that is what Neon Rising are doing right now. The zone. Well, actually, many of the teams, though, opting to get into the zone from the south. We have Team Elite on the south, RRAGE on the south, RGX on the south, Mad Esports on the south as well. Team Angry are also somewhere on the south, Mad Monkeys are also on the south. ZEUS rotating in from the south, and we even have Rescue Esports coming in through from that southwestern edge as well. FORKILL also holding on the southwest. So right now, the zone heavily populated on that southern side. Everyone that is going to the north, aka Neon Rising, are chilling. And for Neon Rising, this could be good. Remember, Neon Rising only needs... They need ZEUS to go out first, though. But it's going to be Mad Monkeys dropping numbers one after the other to Team Angry. As Amar will be the first to fall, but Honcho on the off angle will be there to initiate the trade as Casino down to a slither of HP. Switch is down too, and that is one of the strongest players there for Team Angry. Casino is low on HP. Klaus trying to see if he can draw closer to Amar and maybe get himself that revive up there. Honcho still has that off angle, and Amar does look to be safe for the time being. 5 eliminations here for Mad Monkeys as Team Angry cannot quite keep them away from their sights. 2 players left now for Team Angry once again. It's Casino and Aspect to hold on the fort. And with Switch going down here, there is a chance that he might be booted out of that top players list. FORKILL looking to get started there with Rescue Esports as they find their way into the zone. Rescue now down to 2 players. They're losing numbers on rotation. They have an idea as to where those players are. The shots have been sent towards the down position or downhill, but none to find any damage. Casino to find the first knock up onto Tony, and I think an instant thirst to follow suit as well, but he's getting battered and bashed with bullets from every direction. He gets into that buggy with options to leave, and right now it might be working well for him. The buggy is still healthy, and it looks like the Mad Monkeys would let that slide. Personally, I won't let that slide. You're not going to knock and thirst Tony, and I would let it slide. Chase that player down, bro. And it's the last game. You already know you're going to be in. ZEUS right now, this fight or this push from ZEUS onto Mad Monkeys might be the reason why, or could be the reason why they make it into the finals or they don't make it into the finals. In all honesty, Neon Rising already on 59 points. Now they're looking to rotate him from the north. They seem to be isolated really on that northern side. If they're able to play that northern side and get a chicken dinner, 14 points already puts you on 69, very close to ZEUS. And if they get more eliminations, that gives them more than 70 points. Remember, 70 points is the points to catch. And ZEUS right now holding 70 points, no elimination. So right now, if they lose this fight against Mad Monkeys, they go out with 0 points, and now their position is being threatened. Anyway, ZEUS not looking to go for that push. They're going to hold for the time being. After all, there isn't too much to rush for. Team Angry would lose aspects. Zamar continues to increase his elimination count. 6 now for the entire team. And now ZEUS looking to make that rotate away from the players there from Mad Monkeys. In all honesty, I can't fault them for it. Play for that placement. You know that the teams that are below you still have a chance. Tactical execution is out, but Neon Rising can still pull something here. Rescue Esports, maybe not so much as they've lost 2 players. And they only have 56. They need at least 14 points to even make things easy. But teams that are seated in that top 7 still well alive. Elite is still alive with all 4 players. The same thing about REGNUM-X. FORKILL in 3rd, still alive with all 4 players as well. Mad Esports looking to climb above BRÜLANT. And maybe even Zen Esports too. And see if they're able to do that one at the end of the day. Mad Monkey still alive with 3 as well. RRAGE alive with 4. So their positions definitely not threatened at this point. I don't see it being threatened anytime soon. And Neon Outlaws still alive with all 4 players. Again, they were on the north. The zone does move down south. El Azahar still in that zone. And I really hope nobody falls for the trick and goes to go and stay in El Azahar. There's high grounds to play. You are better off playing those high grounds. Anyway, Team Elites driving vehicles in ways that we did not know you could. Vehicles drive on floor, but Simple seems to be making vehicles fly. As they're finding their way into the zone, and Amar gets things started. He might be ZEUS Esports' worst nightmare right now. As he does find Logic, drops him down. Revive has to come through, but I think they need that second knock first before they go for that push. Try to figure out who they're up against, and now they found someone who is willing to dance. And Amar says, let's dance. Let me show you my new toy. 6x scope on that, or make that the 8x scope on that Mini 14 is absolutely dangerous. But speaking of danger, Neon Rising find themselves in danger here as they're taking fights and shots from RRAGE, a very strong opponent, very formidable. And RRAGE, I did say it, they could breach 100 points. They need a chicken dinner. Skinny is down for Neon Rising, for the second player now. And it's starting to crumble in their faces. They need to get at least a fallback for this one. That might be the finals, being crushed away from Neon Outlaws. As RRAGE are looking to turn down the tide or send them packing as well. That guy trying to see if he can hold on the 4, but he peeks for too long, and Milio will find him. And he's crumbling here for Neon Rising. It's not looking like they can get their revives. Big Zin is close to the vicinity, but what can he do? There's off angles here. That guy will get thirsted. Big Zin falling back into the compound, and RRAGE, they know where this team is. They know where those players are. Pew Pisu trying to form up as SZZQ moving closer and closer. He spots that player on the outside, and here comes the push. Big Zin behind the fence. Conan Boy looking to go for a pick, but SZZQ absolutely monstrous on the reflexes to send him back and packing. Big Zin's head has been exposed, and the damage has been done. Getting pushed from all sides. Big Zin finds one. Tries to see if he can go for that thirst onto SZZQ, but he would get blasted back into the lobby. As ZEUS can heave a sigh of relief that they've made it into the finals now. No one can take that position from them anymore. I don't see Rescue Esports doing it. And ZEUS already looking for their way into the zone now as they're tanking the blue. As expected, these are the measures you have to take if you're truly trying to make it into the finals. The only team there that has not got, well, maybe not actually, they're the one, no, they have a chicken dinner. It is RRAGE that have not gotten a chicken dinner, and maybe this might be the game. They have a very solid position there on the southern edge of the new circle. REGNUM-X now place their sights onto the players there from ZEUS MORIS as Zenos starts to send grenade down. None to connect just yet as he needs to heal as well. Gogolu, if he took those shots, I think he could have gotten the knocks there. But ZEUS MORIS not quite able to find a footing in this circle, relying on smokes to keep the players there from REGNUM-X away from them. But how long can they do that for? REGNUM-X still holding out the 4, but now they're on down south of the circle. In all honesty, ZEUS Esports, they need to get us at least one elimination from this. Give yourself a little bit of breathing space, maybe a sigh of relief as well. REGNUM-X, 2 eliminations already. Them mans are chilling. Your plates taking a lot of damage there. Will heal. And shots coming in through as Mad Monkeys. They have been a terror for almost every team in the lobby, and even as a 2-man squad, they still continue to wreak havoc here. Team Elite are still alive, and now they've started to go guns blazing, and it's why so serious to be on the receiving end. And Amar finds himself an off angle to get himself the thirst onto his elimination. And RGX have taken their time in trying to push this fight, and Amar starting to tear them apart as Mad Monkeys chase them out as well. Chase out the players there from RGX, force them to go on that rotation, and ZEUS will be ever so thankful to Amar and Mad Monkeys, or maybe not, as Amar now starts to let the bullets fly. As they're trying to rotate, he peels one out with the Mini 14 is crazy. And now here comes the push. It's close range fight, and Amar doesn't lose those ones as he wins one. That player is flying in the sky. It's going to be Logic, and he falls as well. Amar, what are you doing? He's down to a slither of HP as the blue zone now starts to push. Lucifer in the vehicle, getting spotted, and Amar with the squad wipe. 7 eliminations for that player, and he will still stay alive. 11 elims for Mad Monkeys. And the finals are about to receive a visitor. His name is Amar. Mad Monkeys now starting to push into the circle. FORKILL taking a very tough engagement here with the players there from Mad Esports and Elite taking shots towards the players there from RRAGE, starting to get ready for who they're going to meet in the finals. Why So Serious is somewhere in the vicinity. And Mad Esports go out with 3 eliminations above St. BRÜLANT. Why So Serious? They've gotten 4, but they need 1 more to go above St. BRÜLANT right now. They need, and they could get it from placements, really. I think if they go out now, they definitely will get it from placement. And I think, yep, what I wanted to see, I'm going to see it at the end of the day. So, yeah, that's good. But nonetheless, Elite still alive in this one. It feels weird seeing them with 0 eliminations here. But then again, there's still 20 players alive. 8 squads. So there's still people for them to take out. And RRAGE happening to be one that is directly in front of them. They're protecting the edge. And the same thing can be said about Why So Serious. And Why So Serious, they are playing this ever so quietly. They have that compound, but all they have is cover. They cannot try to peek. If you try to go out, try to check what is going on, you run at the risk of getting knocked. 8 squads left. And everyone's scattered. Scattered across in different parts of the map. And Mad Monkeys continue to wreak havoc. They have 11 eliminations right now. Amar has 7. He was already number 1 on the top leaderboard or top MVP list. And right now, I don't think there's anybody that can catch him. Definitely not. He's gone. That is another MVP in the bag. Can he continue with that type of play in the finals? That's one thing that I keep my eye out on and see. And really, if the rest of Mad Monkeys can't keep up with his performance, you know, because I mean, Honcho has 2 eliminations. But anyway, Mad Monkeys looking for a way into the circle. FORKILL also finding their way in. RGX have found themselves a good spot as RRAGE now start to push closer and closer towards the side of Elite. Grenade started to fly. That one landed right in the face there of Melio, and he's going to be forced to pull back a little bit. More grenades starting to fly. Team Elite looking for shots as Amar and the rest of Amar sends back the rest of Rescue Esports. 4Q goes down, and Team Elite now looking to push now with even more prowess and more pressure than RRAGE are able to exert on them. They remain as a full squad, but RRAGE forced to back out of this fight. Melio's got a little bit of an off angle, but it doesn't play out too well for them. They do not have the zone. Balabala looking for an angle. It's going to be simple to find the off angle there from Melio. Balabala now having to hold down the fort, but Team Elite, they're not having it. Recalcitrants are starting to push. Balabala trying to see if he can hold down, trying to see if he can prevent that flank coming in through. And I don't know if Simple knows that there's still another player behind him, but he's playing it safe enough. Shots are coming in through. Finds the shots to connect up onto SZZQ. Balabala is in trouble. The stun grenade hits him. He's just shooting blanks, shooting into the open. The vehicle is almost exploded, and the shots will connect. Elite, courtesy of Simple, would have all 3 eliminations going to himself. You love to see that one. And Mad Monkey is still alive on this one doing damage. Honcho is down. And Amar has to force that revive. He will be able to. Why So Serious are still alive. You love to see that one. We lose RRAGE as they will not be able to get a chicken dinner in the Gauntlet stage. But nonetheless, they would make it into the finals. And Elite are looking to close things off here. But RGX, it's not looking like they want to allow that. But their position right now is not very nice. They do not have too much advantage. They need to go uphill. Maybe push up onto the side of Mad Monkeys. And Why So Serious now would have to deal with this pressure that is being mounted here by Team Elite. Simple already did find that off angle. Panic has taken a lot of shots. Forced to heal now. And RGX are starting to launch some grenades up. Why So Serious? Death there falls. Panic falls as well. Maybe the last player left as Elite now getting third-partied from behind. RGX puts it in the work, but Elite, they're looking well and capable to handle 2 fights simultaneously as they're watching. Baby now getting approached by 3 players. He's good for 1. Looking for 2, but down he falls. But 4th place and 6 eliminations definitely enough to make them not be amongst the bottom 2. RGX, yo plate, finding an off angle into the zone, but Amar might just be his worst enemy because Amar has got pure sight lines on him and he's using the grenade so he can remain in stealth mode. And the grenade flies, connects. Yo plate doesn't quite go down just yet. Amar loading yet another, sends it out towards Yo plate. He's in trouble and it lands again, does some damage. Amar now has been spotted, but he returns the fire towards Gogolu and sends him back and packing. But Xenos will be there to say stop and stop Amar in his tracks. Elite in the or with the advantage. They lost Simple, but for the sheer fact that Kakao and Manji are still alive, there still is a lot to fight for. Manji finds that first knock onto Yo plate once more. And RGX now in trouble. Xenos and Gogolu, the last 2 players to hold down the fort for the team. but there's only so much you can do when elites are surrounding you like flies. Xenos down to a stage of HP. The blue zone would claim him. The shots coming in through from the side. Gogolu falls. Our team elites close things off by making a very strong statement going into the finals that we are formidable. We are not the ones to mess with, as they close things out here with a chicken dinner and 8 eliminations to go along it. 2,033 damage coming through from the team, and these mans were locked in. It almost looked like it wasn't a tournament on day 1, but coming into day 2 and day 3, they've shown their prowess, they've shown their strength, and they've shown why they deserve to be in that La Coupe de Africana Grand Finals. Manji with 2 eliminations, Kakao with 2, Elite Des with 1 elimination, and Simple getting make that 3 eliminations for himself to give the team a grand total of 8 points. Damage evenly. And not so much healing. And not so much healing was done here on this map. 6,800 again. Everyone really be taking their fights and getting their thirst without even waiting to see if you're gonna get a revive. And I love that prowess coming through from the teams here. 3 grenade eliminations, 1 from the vehicles. Head to head is Mad Monkeys up against Team Elites. Both teams going war and blood for blood, but unfortunately Mad Monkeys not able to keep all of their squad alive. They did get more damage and more eliminations, 15 that they were able to get, as they got 20 points, even more points than Team Elites, who won the game. That just goes to show you the prowess that Mad Monkeys were able to put up on this one. And Amar, an absolute dangerous player, we saw him single-handedly take out the entirety of ZEUS MORIS. That is crazy, with a mini 14 as well. Of course, is the MVP. 10 eliminations, 1,592 damage, 10 knocks as well. It's not even like he stole anyone's healings. He got it by himself. I mean, the mini 14 to uproot players from vehicles and an 8x scope, that is absolutely monstrous numbers. And then when it came to the close range fight, whipped out the S12K, and the players there from ZEUS MORIS definitely know to expect to see themselves on those highlight reels. Well, that being said, top players for the match: Amar number 1 by Mayo, Casinho from Team Angry looking to step up to the challenge. 3 eliminations that he was able to get. Simple with 3 eliminations as well. Dead Stare from Why So Serious getting himself 3 eliminations, with Kakao finding himself as the amongst the top 5 players once more with 2 eliminations. 20 points being held there by Mad Monkeys as they get themselves the first point, or well, the most points here from this last game. Recalcitrants did win the game, but unfortunately finished second place in terms of rankings. Second place in terms of rankings, as they get 18 points. Why So Serious with 10 points, REGNUM-X with 9, RRAGE with 7, FORKILL with 6, Team Angry with 5. Neon Outlaws, unfortunately, they needed 14 points, but they got the 4 and not the 10. And that would be all for them. They would have to go to the group stages, and hopefully they wouldn't need to go through last chance. But all that matters is that, they have one more chance to get into the to make it into the finals. But nonetheless, top 7 teams, we're going to see them real soon. But the overall top players, Amar leading by Mayo. To think that after day 1, at the end of day 1, he wasn't on this list, and day 2, first 2 games, he still wasn't on this list. That player, an absolute beast of a player. 44 eliminations that he was able to get, 14 assists, earning to match ratio of 3.67. You love to see that one. Simple did come close from Team Elite, but actually maybe not come so close. I mean, 29 points. He did have 4,006. I mean, I'm at 7,800 damage. That's crazy. Kakao with 26 elims, Manji with 23, and you just have to look at the majority of Team Elite up here. What a team. That just goes to show that it's not just one player like who is doing the work. It's all players on the team. I mean, I'm pretty sure Dev is probably like number 6 or number 7. But I also have to give props to Fatzo there from RGX. He's been consistently on that top 5 player list from day 1, and he still finds himself in number 5 at the end of day 3. But RECALCITRANTS definitely winning this one, taking the maximum points here, and they will find themselves in the finals. Off of eliminations alone, they're still good. 111 elims, 5 chicken dinners, 177 total points that they were able to get. REGNUM-X finished in second position. They did try to give it up a fight, but Elite showing them exactly why they are just one step above. REGNUM-X with 123 points. Mad Monkeys in third with 105. FORKILL in fourth with 99. RRAGE make it into the finals despite getting no chicken dinners as they get 95 points. Team Angry make it into the finals in what looked like a shaky yesterday, but today they made up with it with a very good performance, 81 points, and they are into the finals as well. And the final team to make it into the final will be ZEUS MORIS. One chicken dinner skyrocketed them into this top 7, and they were able to maintain it up until the very end. 70 points it was. Tactical execution not quite able to climb them in that final game. The points difference remains at 7. Neon Outlaws able to get himself 9th position. Rescue Esports pushing themselves up to 10th. TERRORSIX Wakanda heavily dropped down as now they find themselves in 11th. Zen Esports in 12th. Why So Serious started off today as 16th. Tonight they finish in 13th. Mad Esports also getting finished in 14th position. But yeah, all of these teams out here, you would still see them. That is not the end of their run here in this tournament. I do not know if we're still going to see BRÜLANT and B13 in the group stages, but I hope they grace us with their presence. But man, this is how the matches were played. RGX got things started for us tonight with 16 points and the chicken dinner up on the map of Rondo. And then we started to see Elite say, you know what, enough time to play. 28 points that they got. FORKILL getting 19 in this one, and Miramar, we got Elite to close down the fort again once more for us here in the tournament. What a way it has been. What a play it has been. That has been the end of the Gauntlet stage. Top 7 teams, congratulations to you. I will see you guys once again in the grand finals. For every other team that have not made it, I will see you guys next week and in the coming weeks in the group stages and also in the last stage. If you've been here with me all day, if you've been here with me just now, if you just joined, thank you for tuning into the stream. You know the vibes. It's your boy Crowns. Your support is heavily appreciated. I'll see you guys for more Lock Up action soon, as I know the group stages start on Tuesday. So man, there's only ideally one day of rest and you're good to go onto the next stage. But enough talk from me. Congratulations once more to everybody. If you're here in the chat, let me know who you were here for. Give them one final shout for support. And again, we'll see you guys in the next phases of the La Coupe de Africana Season 2. Until then, be sure to have a good one and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye-bye.